So I wasn't going to do a live today. It's actually Todd's birthday. Happy birthday, Todd. Party up in heaven, dude. Have a good time doing it. Lord Jesus, take the wheel. I had to get my mind off of stuff, so I figured I would go ahead and do it live. Thank you guys for being here. Oh my gosh. Jody got triggered. She needs to change her name from Jody Sue Brown to Jody Sue Triggered, right? Man, she is not happy with the Hatfield McCoy people. But they only spoke the truth. Look, okay, she showed up on my TV and I'm like, bitch, get off of my TV. All right. But anywho, she was angry. And see, you guys, I couldn't figure out why she was so shitty with me, right? I'm like, what did I ever do to you? I never did a live where I talked about her son allegedly being up on the hill, being nosy because she sent his ass up there, right? I never did that. I never talked about her kids. I never talked about her involvement with Andy or the Wells or anything. So, I mean, because I am such a good person, I'm going to let her venting at me go, okay? Because I'm nice. I am nice. My crew is here. Remain Comes finally got a crew. Yes. How about that, Jody? Jody, let me tell you, girl, I didn't see very many people in your chat while you were complaining, lady. So I can't decide if I want to listen to Jody or the Hatfield McCoy people to see why they angered her so much. Well, that's real simple. Jody also, come on now. Jody's like, there they go, doing things that are threatening my family's lives. Jody, you've been saying that for 5 years. Ain't nobody been looking for you to harm you. Not that I can tell. You seem pretty happy to me. Oh, I have another question. I shouldn't ask this. I should not ask this. This is such a bitchy question. Okay. I'm asking because I know other people want to know. Why the fuck you got 3 medical bracelets on? Why do you have 3 on? Do you need 3? Are you just saving them? I don't fucking get it. Okay, that was bitchy. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have. See, this is what gets... I mean, is she the fucking YouTube police? You know, from now on, we'll have to watch it. We'll be like, oh, hold on. Jody's mad at everybody because they're talking about factual stuff. Oh no, run, you guys, run. Here come the popo. Oh, they're coming. They're coming. Look, Lawson already said the scream didn't mean anything. Hey, AVN, you didn't know where it came from. You could describe it, right? Lisa, Marie, you know, you brought out shit. You didn't like when people talked about you and yours, okay? So, I mean, you should know how she feels. I'm just saying. Look like 3 on one side and 2 on the other. I mean, this is the thing. Now, thank you, Mads. Todd said thank you. He did. I could hear him. He was like, thanks, Max, for telling me happy birthday. It's rough. Every year it's rough. I mean, he passed away in July, and then we have his birthday in August. So we get kind of double whammy there, you know. It's just really depressing. It really is. And, you know, I don't talk about what them fucking ignorant people said about my life and stuff. They don't know. I mean, they never did know. I think it did kind of bother me at first, only because I felt like they were demeaning Todd's character in some way by acting like they knew who he was and what our life was about. But I can tell you right now, those people, ABN, did I say hi? Those people, when they knock on the pearly gates, because see, they're going to have to knock. They're going to have to knock on the gates. And they're going to be like, Jesus, I'm going to hell. Can you help me out? And I don't know what he's going to say. He may be like, nah, you stay in hell for a while. Okay? Stay in hell for a while. Anyhow, so, I mean, Jody's angry. Jody's angry. You did. I did what? What did I do, Avian? What did I do, Avian? Well, I didn't fight with them about it. I don't argue. Look, the thing is with me, I'm not going to go around and spend my time arguing with people that don't even fucking know me. Hey, that girl, right? It's like if you at least know me before you want to argue with me. Hello, SDA. SDA. I want to tell you all the story about a person named SDA. Okay, so anywho. So Jody lit me up like a firecracker. She was like, oh, let me, light this fuse on the old remain calm. And I still don't know why she was mad at me. I really don't. And look, I can guarantee you, I do not think that Nana for Life or Gabble Geeks or Chasing or whoever else she put me in that category, I don't think they're going to lie and act like that I was even associated with them. Now, she's not going to tell me who I can like and have on my panel. And Scott H knows he's welcome over here anytime, right? Oh, no, thanks for bringing up the fucking stalker, Lisa Marie. I don't give a fuck what the stalker said. Oh. For real. Lisa, you rain on everybody's fucking parade. You are a fucking rain starter. Lord have mercy. Even Carrie don't know what to think. Oh. Well, you really didn't tell me a whole lot of what she said, Lisa Marie, because you know that I said I didn't give a fuck, right? Did not give a fuck. I don't care if people believe who I am or not. Because we are the champions, my crew. Okay, let's get down to this serious shit. So, let's see. Jody's very angry at the Hatfield and McCoy people, like I said. Okay? I am going to help them out a little bit today. I will play their stuff. Hold on. Hold on. Now, let me tell you guys something that happened when I first came into Summerwell's case, right? I used Facebook and I sent Jody Sue a message, right? You don't have to announce your departure, Lisa Marie. Not at all. Let me hurry up and time you out before you stop driving. No, I'm just fucking with you. Okay. So let me drop this link in my chat for the Hatfield and McCoys. But I sent Jody a Facebook message. And I'm not big on the Facebooking, okay? Oh, girl, you want to talk about... Oh, my gosh, you guys. So we had to put one of the kittens down yesterday. We had 3 kittens, okay? And so we have like a couple little, I thought were very safe cat houses for them to stay in. Well, a few days their mom disappeared. So mom's not in the freaking picture anymore. Then, yeah, it did, SDA. Hold on, let me pull my chat up. Let me pull my chat up. I don't have my chat pulled up, but I will right now. Hold on. Hold on. I'm seeing them. I'll keep an eye. Live chat. Live chat. So, it was horrible. So the little black one went missing and I couldn't find him anywhere. And I was going out by the alley and because before their mama took off and didn't come back, I think we have a predator in the woods. It's the only thing I can think of. So the black one, still, I hadn't seen him. And then the little calico one, there was a little calico one and then a gray one. And they were all so healthy. So I went to get them when the storm started. I went to get them. I wanted to bring them in. Well, of course, they're feral cats. So, they, took off running or whatever. Well, the calico one, I finally got it in the house. Now, kittens, small kittens, anything can happen. Well, she wasn't eating. It's like she just went downhill really fast. So I took her to the animal hospital. Well, I had my son take her to the animal hospital yesterday, and we ended up having to put her down. It was so sad. But I still have the gray one. So now I've got to get the gray one into the vet. I definitely want to make sure that it has every chance of survival. So, yeah, he gets her up to the animal hospital, and they're telling us that we need to transfer this kitten to a different area, like 45 minutes away, for them to give her some IV fluids and shit. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Why are you a veterinary hospital? Yeah, they charged me out the ass. That is why I'm on here today. Okay? I got to try to make my money back. You still have your other cat? Well, I mean, we've still got a few. We've still got a few cats, you better believe me. But, you know, I said we just need to put our energy into the gray one. He is so freaking cute. They are all about the money. All about the freaking money. Yeah, when they found out that I did not have $1,500 to freaking hand them. I'm serious, you guys. $1,500. I mean, Lord, it was disturbing. It really was. But I'm very sad. So today's Todd's birthday. I had to put a cat down, and but I did have her cremated. So now y'all are probably going to be hearing a crazy story about Remain Calm unaliving her cat. Okay? Because that's how they work. That is how they roll. Okay? We already know it. Freaking weirdos. Flipping weirdos. All right. So I'm going to play the Hatfield and McCoy people. I'm a commentating channel. I am giving my opinion. You know, I would charge $400 to have a dog. Girl, I know that girl. I know. That little kitten was like 200 and something bucks. 200 and something. They charged when my son's snake passed away. You wouldn't believe what they charged for a freaking snake. A sneaky snake. It was a lot. It was a lot. So the Hatfield and McCoy people, I don't know. All right. You never know which direction we're going to go over here. But like I said, Jody, I didn't realize you were under so much stress. Okay? At all. Did you guys see her with that old guy? She put on her freaking channel. He said he was from Beach Creek and he needed gas money. Did you guys see that? That was the weirdest shit I ever seen. Thank you, Carrie. Copyright disclaimer. Content and discussion is all opinionated and alleged. Okay, here we go. Oh, wait, I got him muted. He's muted.
It's just the wording. Maybe it's just the way the reporter spoke it, or even the person being interviewed. It doesn't mean anything in and of itself. It's when people look at things or go back 5 years ago and they think to themselves, this happened or that happened. That's when it all comes together. As long as we find out what happened to Summer Wells and gives the prosecutors and the law enforcement something to work with where they can take it from there. But what I mean by a YouTuber, I believe a YouTuber because YouTubers don't give up. YouTubers get on something and they keep on going and they feed off of each other, especially when they get along. Worst thing YouTubers can do is get in a spat or fight with each other. And guys,
I don't fight with nobody, Darlene Spencer. Darlene, Jody's angry with me and I don't know why. And I know you're her friend. I don't understand it. Hey, Freeside, what is up? Right? Why'd she get so mad at me? She said it was his girlfriend. That freaked me the fuck out. I was like, who the heck is that guy? Hold on. I gotta try to find it. Hold on. She was just the happiest pig in shit. Hold on. What is her channel name? Jody Sue Brown. Jody don't like me. Hold on. Maybe I'll pimp the guy out for you, Jody. Hold on. I'll pimp him out for you. Hold on. Where is it? I thought it was a new one. Well, I don't see it. Did she take it down? And I can't tell you why. Look at it, baby. I'm on it. Well, I can't find it. Did she take it down? Oh. All right. I ain't looking for it. Forget it. I got better things to do. She didn't want to leave me out. Thank you, Jody. Thanks, girl. I appreciate it. I do. I just looked. Okay, I'll try to find it here in a minute. That is funny. Yeah, I see. I pulled up her shorts. Well, that sounded weird. I didn't pull her shorts up, okay? I ain't never been around her. Shorts up or down. For real. Well, the thing that got me is she was trying to, she was trying to put me in association with people that I've never been associated with. Right? And I ain't going to sit here and defend a acquaintance of Nana for life. Right? And it's like, I didn't have anything to do with that stuff. Then, she got really angry because, she's like, oh, and look what Nicolina did. Hey, Constance, look what Nicolina did. Look what her and Ernie did. Looky. I'm like, number one, why are you bitching about everybody when your ass is hanging out with Ernie Shell? Who does that? Who does that? That's her problem, not a Remain Calm problem. Plus, I see things a little differently than people, okay? I honestly do. I always say, people try to catch me up in my words all the time. Money has nothing to do with Summer's case, unless maybe, which we don't know, mom or dad or even grandma owed somebody some money, and in some retaliatory way, someone came and took her, right? But Jody, I got to finish telling you. So it's been years ago, and I sent her a Facebook message. I can even pull it up because that was the only time I ever sent her a message. And I was like, Jody, you might, just to give you a little idea, I think if you separated your DV and your Andy shit, right? Separate that from Summer's case, I think it would be more beneficial. That's the way I felt, right? Because how can you get and talk about any information concerning Summer when for 5 fucking years it's been, Chase did this and Scott H did this and Linda the daycare lady did this and Gabble Geeks did that and Chasing is a bitch. And I mean, I heard it for 8 fucking hours one day. I heard it. It didn't have nothing to do with Summer. Nothing, in my opinion. Right? I mean, for real. Nobody does it like Jody Sue Brown. Okay? She is the queen. She says she's the mayor, but I heard you can't be a mayor if you don't live there no more, Jody. I'm just saying. Oh, my goodness.
We don't get our information comes from solid people. So when you...
How do you know if people are solid? How do you know if people are solid? Now, I would consider myself solid, right? Who isn't solid? A lot of the people that were at 110 Ben Hill Road that unfortunately were addicted to substances. Are you going to tell me that what they're saying is solid? Right? She got me in the box because she loves me. Good for you, Darlene. Good for you, girl.
See articles or comments that people make and they say, don't take advice from this one, don't listen to that one, we don't, guys. It's to each his own. Everybody is, just like I told a fellow a while back, Sheila and I are not into the drama. It's not about drama to us. It's about finding out what happened.
It was never the drama for me either, mister. Right? Talking about boo-hoo Jody Sue. Well, she's angry, Miss Justice. Why'd she get so triggered, right? I'm going to call her Jody Sue Triggered. Jody Sue Triggered. Jody Sue, don't be blue.
The summer. I don't think if Summer come back today, she would be going home. I don't think anybody knows.
Yes, I agree, mister. I agree, mister. I do not believe that she would be going home. Absolutely.
Right mind, if she was alive today, would say, well, we're going to send Summer home. With everything that's happened throughout the years and the videos that's been made and the comments that's been.
It does. Well, no, I take that back. Don and Candace have not been found guilty of anything. Guilty of anything. So, absolutely, there's a chance if Summer is ever found that the possibility of her being sent back to Don and Candace, absolutely, I used to think the latter, but over the years, they have not been found guilty of anything. Of anything. Now, I mean, I'm not going to, I don't want to get into a big discussion about the boys. If the boys would have went back to 110 Ben Hill Road, I believe it would have only been a matter of time until they were taken again by CPS. And I only say that because, and it's my opinion, Don and Candace have addiction problems. Neither one of them would go and get help. Neither one would go and get help for their addictions. And some people may think that that didn't play a part with, what ended up transpiring with the boys. But I absolutely believe that's a big part of it.
We just don't think if Summer's alive today and she was recovered that she would be going home. That's sad to say, but I believe that's the truth. I could be wrong. Guys, I say in every video, I could be wrong about anything. Let's watch this video and let's get your take on it and let's see what you think.
Now, he's playing the video of Jody doing her little WJHL interview. If y'all would like to see it, I can pull it up. But a scream is a scream. Now, I could hear a fucking scream, right? While crying. What the fuck was he crying about? Darlene? No, I don't watch Ernie. I'll have to go watch Degenerate Lost to see that part. Was he on Ernie's panel again? Right? No. So, I could call law enforcement right now and say, I heard a scream. And they're going to say, what direction did it come from? And I'm going to be like, well, I'm not sure. I heard a scream, right? And look, when you're in the mountains, a scream, someone screaming takes on even a different meaning than somebody screaming in a town, right? And you guys know what I mean, a city block or whatever. So, Jody's like, oh, me and my children heard a scream. And they're like, where did it come from? Well, we don't know. Over yonder somewhere, right? So, what it sound like? Well, it was a scream. It was animalistic. It was, right? He said he was, Don and Candace had nothing to do with Andy Bernard not seeing his daughter. That's my opinion. Nothing to do with why he's not seeing his child. So I'm not a Don and Candace fan, but come the fuck on. Are you serious? That's like he said, hey, Rosie. Well, he didn't say, hey, Rosie. That was me saying, hey, Rosie. It's like, are you, I need one of those sounds that just goes, I don't have one, I don't think. I don't. I got, here. There, how's that? Is that better? I mean, these people need to quit blaming Don and Candace for their already fucked up lives. Right? Does Andy even think, wow, why doesn't Jody Sue love me anymore? You left her. You left her and went and married a woman very quickly, I might add, that had children of her own. You left her. From my understanding, and I might be wrong, like the Hatfield and McCoy guy says, I might be wrong, but your parents evicted Jody out of the home that y'all were living in, right? He was fine until he showed her picture. Why the fuck? Wait a minute. Why would Andy Bernard show her picture to Ernie Shell? What is he doing? What are these people doing? Are you serious? What is wrong with these people? What is wrong with these people? I wouldn't show my dog's picture to Ernie Shell. My God. Are you all for a buck? Ernie showed it to Andy? Oh, showed Summer's picture. Andy and Jody's daughter's 18. That's on Andy. Why the adult daughter doesn't want to see his cheating self-admitted abusive self. Absolutely, Flies. Absolutely. Why would Ernie have to show Summer's picture to Andy? Andy knows what she looked like. For fuck's sake. Weird asses. What is wrong with these people? What is wrong with these people? Here, Flies is in the house. Wow.
Her driveway around 6 to 10 to Flowers.
And at this point, I start hearing Candace.
Her driveway around 6 to 10 to Flowers.
And at this point, I start hearing Candace hollering for Summer. And then
Okay, so, this scream. This scream was a scream. Didn't know exactly where it came from. Couldn't figure out what it sounded like. I mean, why do you think law enforcement said it was basically unverifiable? Right? What were they? I mean, my thing about that scream is, Jody, now, Jody want to be like, oh my God, I heard the scream. Who called the news? Who called the news, Jody? Inquiring minds want to know. Who called the news to get you all prettied up to be on WJHL to say you heard a scream? Who called the news, Jody? Right? Law enforcement says we can't figure it out. A scream is a scream, right? Yes, maybe so. Maybe that's what it is, Flies. Maybe he's needing a new camper. I mean, you never know. But yeah, inquiring minds want to know who called WJHL to tell them that Jody Sue Brown, who lives across the street from the Wells, heard a scream. Who did that? Law enforcement? Andy said he didn't even know about the scream. Right? Okay.
My brain immediately went.
Now, guys, listen to the front part. This is Jody, the next door neighbor. Listen to what this says. I don't know. Everybody in the
Her driveway around 6 to 10.
She went down her driveway around 6 to attend to her flowers. Flowers must be a big thing on this road here. It must be.
That, I give that to you, Hatfield McCoy guy. I give that to you. That was a mic drop moment. Flowers must be a big thing out there in that area. Right? Excuse me, guys.
Because that's what Candace and her mother and Summer had been doing, was playing with flowers, I guess, on this day. Now, it says here that it was around 6 o'clock p.m. when this lady went down her driveway to attend to her flowers.
So,
Flowers.
And at this point, I start hearing Candace hollering for Summer. And then my brain.
have we ever seen pictures? I would have to go back and look. I'm kind of interested on what kind of flowers Jody actually had down at the bottom of her driveway, right? Okay.
Immediately went, scream early.
Now, she could hear Candace hollering for Summer. Now, this is the lady that said that she had heard a.
What is this? Wait, look at this. Hold on, I'm going to share this with you. Is that just a picture he put out there? I don't know. Kind of weird. Okay.
Scream earlier that afternoon, that evening. She had heard somebody scream. It wasn't an animal, but she couldn't find nothing. Now, she went down the driveway at 6 o'clock to work on her flowers. Let's see what she says here.
Clear this. Uh-oh.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. You know that you have children. Your neighbor has children. Okay? Okay, Exploited. I'll check it out. You know your neighbor has children, right? You know that you've heard. It must have just been a picture, Flies, because I don't know what the fuck that was either. You know that there's children. You hear a scream. Why wouldn't she have called Candace? Why wouldn't she have called Candace and said, did you just hear that scream? Right? Now, this is what's weird. Supposedly, Jody hears the scream between 4:30 and 4:42, right? And Candace is like, I didn't hear it. I was looking for Summer. I was in the house looking for Summer or something like that. So that right there told me that either Candace was bullshitting because she tends to do that, or Summer went missing. You know, we can kind of figure 4:30, you know, 4:30, right?
Jody Sue was the first to hear those calls and the first to join the search for Summer.
I dropped my purse. I tried to yell up at Candace.
Did you catch that, guys?
I tried to yell up at Candace.
And the first to join the search for Summer.
I dropped my purse. I tried to yell up.
Calls and the first to join the search for Summer.
I dropped my purse.
The first to join the search for Summer.
I dropped my purse.
She was the first. She was walking in the creek. Mr. McCoy, right? Unless she thought the kids were playing screaming. But then why make a big deal out of it then, Flies? Why make it, if she thought the kids were playing screaming, why would that scream later be so relevant to Jody, right? Hey, Al Kennedy. No, that's not what I was going to say. Jody left her purse down at the end of her driveway. She proceeded to, she heard Candace screaming, right? The scream meant something else to her, right? Hey, Anne-Marie. So anyhow, Jody drops her purse at the end of her driveway. She hears Candace screaming for Summer. It's not the usual screaming at the kids scenario. Jody begins, walking around in the creek. Let's not forget, she said that she was making sure that she didn't want the scent dogs to be confused with her scent. It was really weird. You guys have heard it before, for real.
Many of you, I'm talking hypothetically, guys. I'm not pointing a finger. I'm not accusing. I'm not. But this is what, as an investigator, you look for. You look for inconsistencies. You look for things that's not.
We've already done all that, though, right? Maybe Jody was just in a position after all these years that everybody had been through this stuff over and over, and people weren't necessarily calling her out anymore, right? And then here come the Hatfield and McCoy people, right? She knew dogs were coming. She did know Summer wasn't going to be found. I don't know what she was thinking at all. I mean,
Not common. You look. That doesn't mean somebody's guilty. It doesn't mean anything. It's just something that you look for. One more time.
Calls and the first to join the search for Summer.
I dropped my purse.
I dropped.
the neighbor was on one side, Jody was on the other, right? So Jody had to have seen the neighbor coming in to search. She would have had to have seen, you guys know who it is. I'm not even going to say the dude's name. He was on one side, Jody was on the other. Jody was still close enough to the Wells's driveway that when Candace came down the drive, had Dawn on the phone, Jody could hear Dawn. So she was still close enough. She heard Candace on the phone with Dawn. The only thing that ever kind of stood out to me with that stuff was her saying to them, I'm sorry, right? Yeah, the noise with the helicopters, yeah.
My purse. She went down the driveway to work on her flowers. When she heard Candace screaming for Summer, hollering, trying to find Summer, she knew something was wrong when she dropped her purse. Now, I'm just asking, it may happen. Anything's possible. How many of you ever go out to work in your flower garden and you take your purse with you?
She didn't take her purse because she was going there just to work on her flowers. Andy was supposed to be picking her up.
I'm not sure of the distance. I tried to look at it on the internet. I tried to look at it on Google Maps, and it's hard to see because the foliage is out. But where is, for you, those of you that live there, how far is Jody Sue's driveway, her flowers, how far is that from Candace's?
See, this is what I don't understand. I thought he's a detective, right? Yeah, I didn't know, right? Hey, Lady K. Yeah, she was going down to meet Andy. Didn't Ryan Andy search? Yes, Flies. Yes, they absolutely did. They absolutely did search 125. That was the poop barrel stuff. You're absolutely right. The only thing I thought was weird about that was if you go back into looking when they went into, I don't know if it was the shed area or what it was there at 125, but there was a crap load of like little girls' dresses hanging there. It was weird. That's the only thing I took from that, but because the poop barrel thing really upset me.
Not just Candace's driveway, but Candace's, where Summer supposedly went down the dog path and come off the hill. Now, that didn't happen at Candace and Don's driveway. That's on down the road. Where she supposedly come off the hill at, where the dogs followed the scent to, is on down.
Now, this is what gets me. He's sitting there telling us about it, but then he's asking people to tell him the distance. That makes no sense. No, he doesn't. I agree. If you're going to tell the story, finish it and speak the facts. Yes, she was meeting Andy. This makes no sense. You know what? I've seen myself but defending Dawn and Candace. And, when Jody Sue came at me, it was really strange because I've never really dogged on fucking Jody Sue. Not like everybody else has, right? The scent did not come from 125.
The road. How far is that? Where Summer supposedly come off the hill and where Jody Sue's flowers are.
You were there. You pulled into Dawn and Candace's driveway. Why didn't you check it out? Have you
ever seen her flowers? She's got some flowers there at her driveway, evidently, because she said she went down to work on her flowers at 6 o'clock that evening. When she heard Candace screaming for Summer,
No, she was already going down there. She just happened to hear Candace screaming. Oh.
Just knew something was wrong, and she dropped her purse. That's the first thing. Second thing is, the newscaster says that she was the first one on the scene. Now, guys, don't make nothing. I'm trying not to make something out of stuff.
And why the fuck? you know, I don't know. I'm frustrated. 0.15 miles. I mean, you know, I'm just at a point where I'm just freaking, the shit just frustrates me. It really does. I mean,
I'm throwing it out there as a, I'm throwing it out there. Maybe she can even help us with certain questions that people have, and maybe they've had for a lot of years, and people just haven't asked her.
sorry, it's one of those days. What else could Jody answer? And this is the thing also. Well, let's just move on.
But says that she was the first one on the scene. She's the neighbor. She's the first one on the scene. She went to work on her flowers with her pocketbook. She drops her pocketbook and she searches. Let's just listen to this.
I tried to yell up at Candace. I was like, I'm looking, and I started looking.
Jody Sue searched one side of a creek. Summers Brothers the opposite.
Now, that is not factual, right? Because wasn't Jody on the same side that the boys were? Blue Roof Dawn was on the other side, right? That is exactly what he's doing, Lady K. That is exactly what he's doing. Hey, Karen with the C. That's exactly what he's doing. He wants people to give him all the information, right? Because he's law enforcement. He's retired 40 years, right? So why isn't he researching stuff himself? Yeah, it is. Nothing that's been done so far has helped find her, right? For sure. And maybe, and this is just maybe if some individuals wouldn't have inserted themselves into a missing child case and, you know, use Jody in a way to just be, you know, there were so many people that all they cared about was them getting the information, whatever information they could get, right? They did everything they possibly could to, you know, try to be a number one, you know, YouTubers, whatever, to get information. And what they did to Jody was pretty fucked up. Pretty fucked up. But what people need to realize, Jody has talked to law enforcement many times. Many times. And if they know where Jody's at, that would require looking at facts instead of making wild speculation. They do. Some people like the speculation. You're right. I don't believe any YouTuber should interview these people either. At all. Look how much all these people has played a freaking game. Right? Well, I've always stood behind Jody and, you know, the horrible DV that she went through. And, you know, that couldn't have been an easy life. It just doesn't seem like Jody had an easy life. But where you know, the separation should have been drawn. The line should have been drawn with her when it came to Summer. Right? That's the way I feel. I've always felt that way. And she told me to fuck off. I was good with that. I never harassed her. I didn't email her. I Facebooked her one fucking time. That was it. She told me to fuck off, and I told her, yep, doesn't surprise me that you said that, Jody, right? It was all about, Jody was big on going around to channels that had a lot of subs. She did. I was surprised she came to my channel when she did. I was really surprised she came to my channel when she did. Right? Yeah, and then she gets cancer. For sure. I mean, it was fucked up. Very fucked up. I agree, exploited.
Wow. Jody Sue searched one side of the creek, and Summers Brothers searched the other. She's.
Why doesn't he go listen to Jody's content? Why doesn't he go listen to Jody's content?
Her driveway working on flowers. She's dropped her purse, and now all of a sudden, she's the first one on the scene. She searched one side of the creek, and Summers Brothers searched the other. Guys, I'm talking hypothetical, and I do that. I tend to do that. But most people, when you ask these questions, most people don't mind. Most people, they want to clear things up. Maybe she can explain why she took her purse with her to work on her flowers.
That's fucking, I'm sorry. That's fucking ridiculous. That is ridiculous. She's already explained it. Actually, sir, why don't you go to her community post and go back to 2021 and you will get all the information you need. Instead of other people speculating and giving their opinion on it and their theory on it. For real. Now, granted, she's told everybody, she's answered a shitload of questions. She's put out text. She does all of that. It doesn't mean people have to believe her. That's not what it means. But it means do your research. And you messed up, sir. You just didn't know Jody Sue Brown very well. You didn't. And I don't blame Jody. Even with her children being older, you're gonna do stuff to protect your family. And if your children are doing well, you don't want some guy like Fred McCoy, Hatfield, whatever his name is. I know what his name is. You don't have to put it in chat. All right. But, you know, I can see where Jody's upset because this is just like starting over. It's like starting over for her. She's now going to have to come back out, defend, you know, her son being on the hill the day that Cam and all of them said he was up there on the hill, you know, and there was a couple more people that seen him, right? When Candace supposedly said it's not about Summer. I don't even know what you're talking about, Lisa Marie. Statement to me, he's from Kentucky. Holler should know one side of the creek means in one area of the property. She tells in the interview, you scared the shit out of me. She tells in the interview he is playing why she had her purse. He has only hear what I want to hear to cause chaos and confusion with speculation. Well, he's baiting her, but for what reason? For what reason? So, I mean, if that's what he's doing, is trying to bait her, where is he better than any of the other ones? Right? Where is he better than over the last 5 years, any of the other YouTubers who have continuously tried to bait Jody? For real. Hey, Mr. A. Right? So, I mean, honestly, and, you know, people who's been around my channel for a long time, I've never really, you know, messed with Jody. I never really have messed with Jody. I never invited her to my channel. She came on her own. I always said I would never talk to a person of interest. But with Jody, she was speaking more about her domestic violence with Andy. She spoke more about what those YouTubers did to her, you know, taking her to a hotel and all that stuff. So what Jody needs to realize is that was a Jody problem, not a Remain Calm problem. I never associated Summer going missing with YouTubers who were trying to help her get out of that area because Jody feared, she feared repercussions. She did not know who took Summer. She wanted her daughter out of there. So, right? More channels was built. Yes, absolutely. Well, look, you know, there's things that all of them at some point, what is being said, we've been around. We don't know these people personally. We don't live in their houses, but we have known them and known of them for 5 years, right? 5 years. I don't understand what this guy's doing, right? So, I mean, certain things we are going to be on the defensive over.
Garden. I don't know. Maybe she had her money. Maybe she had something there that she wanted to protect. She didn't want to leave it at home. It's explainable. I'm sure it's out there. But
it's out there to look for it. Quit wanting everybody else to give you the information.
For those of us that found that curious.
That was at the start of all the scams in Summer's name. Absolutely, J-Dub. And that wasn't my fucking business. What was going on with Jody and Andy had nothing to do with Remain Calm at all. What was going on with a lot of them had nothing to fucking do with me. So while, you know, she's chastising me like I had a crew of people and I was doing fuck shit, no, girlfriend, you need to set the fuck down. Because I'm probably the only one who never got caught up in that fuck shit. Ever.
That a person goes to work on the side of their driveway. Candace and Don's address is 110. 110. Her address is 125. 125.
So
How far
what?
is that on up the road from Candace's?
Oh, this dude.
She said she heard a scream. Now, the news reporter goes on to say that they checked with the sheriff's office, and Sheriff Ronnie Lawson says he didn't see no connection or didn't find it, that the scream was relevant in this.
Because you can't. You cannot. How the fuck are you going to verify a scream if you're not even sure where the scream is coming from? The only weird thing about the scream was the fact that she never said anything to Andy about it, right? She never said anything to Andy. So, I mean, after the fact, I think she did, but not that day, right?
If I heard it correctly, go listen to the entire news footage.
I mean, if I remember correctly, Jody even mentioned that she thought that maybe Summer had fell down the mountain or something, right? Had fell down the hill and got seriously hurt, right? Let me see. Hold on. You done got me freaking curious, Exploited. Well, you know what? Jody's been through a lot. And yeah, we'll see. And how does he know? How does he know exactly that Dawn and Candace didn't? How does he know that? Right? How does he know that Dawn and Candace said, right? All right, we'll listen to it. What the hell? We'll listen to it. Why not? Oh, wait, he's got a fucking commercial again. Ugh. Hang on, he's got a fucking commercial.
Guys, it's Fred. This is probably coming out over Sheila's channel, Hatfield McCoy Museum Adventures. She may have a link right here to go to my channel, Fred McCoy 40. If you want to go to my channel, it's Fred McCoy 40. Click on the link.
Oh, what the fuck?
I made a video and
you sure did.
I put it on that channel instead of this one.
So
hope you go check it out. It's
come on.
Quite informative, I believe. Hope you enjoy it. Be sure, you may want to start checking each channel because some of the of the videos I may start posting to
why am
to
I
my
pimping
channel.
this dude out? Sweetie.
So you may want to check it out periodically. I won't be posting a reminder on her channel when I do this.
I ain't pimping this fucking guy out. Fuck that. He's lucky I'm playing this part of it. Is that what you fucking want me to see? Damn, Exploited. Jesus, take the wheel, girl. He couldn't get Dawn and Candace to the panel up for him for his content. Now he's baiting Jody. You're fine, Exploited. I love you anyway, Exploited. What the fuck is this guy doing? For real. For real.
See what you think. Look at it on your own.
Neighbor, hear a scream.
Best I recall, it's been a couple months ago. I think that was unfounded.
Wells.
It was
Guys,
unfounded.
Something happened to Summer Wells. Something.
Okay, hang on. Give me 1 second, you guys. Be kind to each other. Watch out, Mama Bear's a lesbian. She's a lesbian. Watch yourselves, girls. We got a lesbian in the house. Woohoo! Get another channel monetized. That's what they're doing. Isn't that crazy? It's fucking crazy. Get another, let's use Jody to get subs and hours. Is that your game? I don't know what they're doing, but I did hear Jody say cease and desist. Right? Ceased and desist. I can publicly say that to a lot of people. Right? Ceased and desist. This is crazy.
Doesn't happen to Summer Wells. I know a lot of people points their fingers at dad, mom, grandma, and very possibly could be. We know that. Very possibly could be 5 people on that holler. Could possibly be somebody from 3 counties over. Who knows? Could have wandered off. We just don't know, but we've got to ask questions. We got to look at everybody. And again, most people.
What is this guy? You guys, I'm getting a little frustrated with this dude. I kind of like to see the live again where Jody was describing that day when she heard the scream. Who was doing the live? Jody did the live herself, J-Dub. She also has talked to Prayer Garden, Ernie Shell, Doug of No Thanks. Jody's talked to quite a few people about that day, right? Yes, that's a big one right there, Flies. That is a big one. Anyone who publicly states they signed all their assets over to others so they cannot be sued knows they are in the wrong. Absolutely. That's what he said. They signed them all over. Hello, Chris. Hello, little dove. I mean, I don't
innocent,
know,
that doesn't have anything to do. They don't mind. People don't mind being looked at. People don't mind being asked questions if they're not involved. Because
people, let me tell you guys something. People cannot call Jody a liar about the scream. You can't. You cannot say that she's lying about it. It was just substantiated. I can't even say that. Right? You can't call her a liar over that. Now, am I an asshole? And I'm like, who called WJHL about that scream for Jody to be put on the fucking news? I mean, that kind of takes on a weird ass, thing, right? I'm just saying.
They want people to understand that they're not involved. Could this be a coincidence? Of course. It could be a coincidence. She went to work on her flowers at 6 o'clock when Summer comes up missing, or the police are called at 6:30. It could be a coincidence she took her purse with her to work on her flowers.
You need to specify the exact times that 911 was called. No, just means they can't connect the screen. Right, with Summer missing, absolutely.
It could be a coincidence that she's the first one on the scene. She was there when she was at the foot of that hill or somewhere in that area.
Why ain't you talking to Fred? Fred on Fred. Wouldn't that be interesting? Fred on Fred, right? Oh, I want him to talk to Chris McDonough. Fred Hatfield McCoy, man, on Chris McDonough. Why ain't you talking to Chris McDonough?
This lady was somewhere in that area when the boys, Grandma sent them over the hill there.
When he was naming off all those YouTubers, did he name off Chris McDonough? I don't remember. All I know was my name wasn't on the list. My name wasn't on the list. Excuse me. I'm here. I'm waving, Mr. Hatfield person. Yeah. No, thank you. No, thank you, sir. I do not let weirdos around me. Oh, I don't know, Cursed. Go ask Fred. Ain't you been talking to Fred and Ziggy? Go ask him and let me know. Let me know, Cursed. For real.
Looked and see where Summer was. And the boys come up on the road, and she said, you search over there, and I'll search over here. Ever how it went. News said.
That what? All right. All right. This dude is kind of weird.
I say is allegedly. Everything I say is an opinion.
Okay.
It's just speculation. I'm throwing my thoughts out there in hopes that somebody else, even this lady here, maybe this lady here will think back to that day and think, did she see anything? Did she hear anything? Did she witness anything that may help?
She has a name. She probably didn't like you calling her that lady right here, right? That lady right here. No, I'm okay with people not calling me out, for sure. Nobody ever calls me out in the Summer Wells case. They don't like me. They don't. I don't know why. Can you guys tell me why? Is it because I say the fuck word? Is it? I don't think so. I think a lot of them think that having a conversation with me, I might bring up their nefarious shit, the maketh of the money, the rock gut lies that y'all told. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't. Yeah, but this was before, wasn't it? He did this before she ceased and desisting. So after this, yeah. A lot of people, darling. A lot of people. For sure. Sometimes it's not what you say, it's what you don't say. It's what you don't say. And there's a lot that I don't say. Over 5 years, and, some of the information. Sometimes I'll get a piece of information from somebody which will kind of make sense to me as far as maybe me questioning something, right? And I always use this as an example, the Chad Arnold being at Fred's and parked at Fred's. Why would Chad Arnold be parked at Fred's if he knew Fred wasn't home? What would that purpose be? Right? He could have been anywhere and parked anywhere in the holler. But allegedly he's parked at Fred's. Then, somebody sends me some text messages saying that Laura was there and her daughter was also there. Well, whether that's true or not, I don't know. They sent me the text messages, but that would make more sense to me, right? Also, Laura stating the fact that Summer would come over and play with the kids. All right? Were there children there that day? Could that have been why Candace went over there to see if maybe Summer had went over there to play? And she got out to the road and something happened. Could that be possible? It could. It could. I'm just saying, these people, this is stuff that they said themselves, right? Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, that is what happened. because I don't know. I don't know what happened to her at all. Sometimes it's just, you know, getting a little piece of information and kind of trying to make a little bit more sense than Chad Arnold allegedly knowing Fred was not home and Laura wasn't there. What was the reasoning he was setting on Fred's property? He could have he could have set anywhere, right? Fred acts like he don't know Summer, and Laura saying she was there a lot. Well, this is what I heard her say. Summer would come over and play with the kids. But anytime that Dawn, the only time the boys were there, Dawn was always with them, right? So that's what they said. Now, like I've tried to tell you guys for 5 fucking years, sometimes what these people are saying, they're motivated by the dollar sign, right? Every time Laura was going on panels, there was dollar signs attached, okay? And the same with Fred. Fred just happened to marry the YouTuber that was bringing him in the most money, right? I mean,
It's been 5 years ago that she needs to talk to the sheriff about, or TBI about, or the FBI. Is there anything at all that she can come forward with and say, wait, I remember now. Yeah, I remember why I took my purse. I remember what I was doing.
Jody's already talked to law enforcement over and over and over again. I absolutely believe her. No, Laura's daughter, they were still coming around, Flies. When CPS took them, that was years ago. Laura has grandchildren. If I remember correctly, Laura's got grandchildren. So it's not necessarily Summer coming to play with her kids, right?
I remember how I ended up down there in front of Candace's instead of at my driveway working on flowers. How long did it take her, if she's working on flowers at her driveway, how long did it take her to get down there to where them boys are before they headed back up the hill? How could she hear? Can you? I'm from the country. I'm from the mountains, and it does travel. You can hear pretty good ways, especially if somebody's screaming.
Jody's already told all about it. She has.
I don't know who made this,
but this is what he's getting. This is what he's getting to. Hold on. When they were younger. That's when they were younger. Well, I know they had the kids because remember, Laura said that some dude was trying to give one of the kids dope or something, and Fred threw a fit about it. So they had the kids then, but that was back in West Virginia. That was years prior, right? Hey, Ellie. But I don't know.
Why he was potentially causing little girls over there to be sedated and to be touched with the shit he was selling over there.
Just know what Laura said.
Because I have fucking questions. I'm not standing in front of him anymore. Yeah. And found about a few days before all the shit would go. I'm not kidding, dude. And I got fucking receipts on it. I'm sure law enforcement does as well. He had known Summer was also being abused, and he hid it from everybody, including me. And he was very.
So she's talking about Andy, saying Andy knew Summer was being abused. He hid it from everybody but her. Andy says he wasn't close to Don and Candace like that, right?
Like selling drugs to the children at 110 and
There we
Candace
go.
for those children.
So you said it, Jody. So now you did that, not nobody else. What do you mean? I don't know what you mean, Flies. Who are the two dope men? I don't know. I just said what I heard Laura say. Believe it, or that's up to people to believe it or not believe it. I just know the text messages that I got. So
Go over there and ask why exactly it is he was selling drugs to the children at 110. Why he was potentially causing little girls over there to be sedated and to be touched with the shit.
see, that's what gets. This is it, Jody. This is it. Yeah. Fred was a dope man there. He got mad because of another dope man. See, Jody tried to say she was speaking about marijuana, right? It's what she said, marijuana.
Hey.
Hang on. Who was the other dope man to get mad at? I don't understand what you're trying to say, Flies. I'm sure there were dope men on Beach Creek that we don't even know about. What's that got to do with Jody? You mean as far as another math dealer or manufacturer? Yeah, exactly, Flies. I agree. But I wouldn't think that they would be in competition with each other. That wouldn't be any competition there. Andy admitted to selling marijuana. Fred admitted to being a math manufacturer and a math dealer, right? Jody also, if people remember, accused Andy of spending his money on, Oxyana, we'll say, or pills. And Andy said he didn't have to buy them because he could get them free from his mother. She put that out in a text message too, right? Are you leaving Exploited? Have a good day, darling. Thank you. Thank you, Exploited.
He was over there to ask. Because I have fucking questions. I'm not standing in front of him anymore.
This is the thing, Jody. You lived with him. You lived with him. You're saying you said it. Nobody else said it. And you ran around for years trying to backtrack on it. So I don't know. I don't know. I truly think this is just my way of thinking. I think after all these years, things had finally got to a place where people weren't really asking Jody a lot of fucking questions anymore. So you got the McCoy people coming in and they're asking the questions again. Right? Now, the thing about it is, I don't think anybody's going to answer for you, Jody. You're going to have to answer all this yourself. People can show them where you've answered this question a million times, but why should they? Why should they? Right? Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah. Fred ain't going to get upset about another person getting anybody addicted to anything. I don't know about that, J-Dub. I am not going to I don't know. I do not know what the extent of the relationship was with, hey degenerate, was with you know, the extent of that. I don't know. As far as with Allie and Hunter and everything else. Andy's answer to that was kind of weird, right? Because he said he knew them because of them being at 110 with Candace and all that. But then they came in, you know, to the tire shop to get their tires fixed. Okay, sorry. Bye, Exploited. Have a good day, honey. The run from New York to Tennessee was to bring heavy stuff in the area for others to sell. Some type of a warning from kingpins in the area. I cannot, you know, after all this time, and this is just my opinion, the Andrew Hilt shit, you know, hard telling what that was all about, right?
I found about a few days before all the shit went down. I'm not kidding, dude. And I got fucking receipts on it. I'm sure law enforcement does as well.
See, this is the thing also, right? Jody was pissed off at Andy, and she was going to come out and she was going to say a lot of shit about the situation. She can say that, but if she had receipts on it, I don't believe she would have said it on YouTube. That would have been for law enforcement, right? Hey, West Virginia Rainbow.
Known Summer was also being abused, and he hid it from everybody, including me. And he was very much selling drugs to the children at one time, and to Candace for those children. Now, what all that was, I don't know, but I do know what was happening, and I very much think it plays a role in what's happening to other little girls over there. And I very much do think that it could be part of why Summer looks so sleep, is maybe possibly Candace giving her the shit he was selling to her. So go ask. Because I still have fucking questions. And I think that it was occurring since before the Utah trip.
She's saying she thinks it was occurring before the Utah trip. Right? Congratulations, West Virginia Rainbow. Yay. Very good. Now you won't get shit blown at you no more. Well, I mean, she's consistent with some of the things she says, but a lot of what she says, she's got to come back out and, you know, expunge on it, right? Because she said this shit. We heard her say the scent dogs stopped at her feet. We heard her say that she was walking in the creek to get the scent off of her so the scent dogs would not be confused. Why would scent dogs be trying to find Summer scent and end up following Jody's scent? That never made any sense, right? A lot of what she said didn't make any fucking sense. So many times when she has come out and said shit like this, right? Right?
It's part of why Josie was taken to Utah. You know, that's kind of fucking wrong, right?
Okay, so that was part of the reason she says Dawn took his oldest to Utah, right? Why would you jump to conclusions? Summer's gone so fast. I understood she had wandered off before and was found, right? Yes, J-Dub, exactly. No way would they be focusing on her scent at all. For sure. I mean, Does she make sense now? Look, the way that she said this made it sound like, right? Bye, Mike. Goodbye, Mike. I don't give a fuck about Ernie, Mike. Bye. I don't give a fuck about Ernie. I ain't talking about fucking Ernie. Yep, he's gone, Johnny. Quicker than lightning. Right? How'd that lightning bolt feel for you, Mike? Just came down real quick, didn't it? Has anyone else heard Jody is considered to be a paranoid schizophrenic? I was told last night by Ryan, and I've never heard this. What? Brian told you that? Exploited? Brian finds whatever. Why would you say that about her? Because a lot of people that you're canoodling with made her have to be very fucking aware of what was going on. Now, granted, I do agree that after 5 years, if these people did some of the things she said, why isn't there a lawsuit out? I agree with that. But if I lived in that area and those people were doing that shit to me, I would be paranoid also. If I was the only one in that area that had another girl, a girl that lived right across the street from a little girl that went missing, my ass would have been paranoid too. Wow. So says the man whose wife became psychic within a week. Nope, he was not blocked because I haven't even went to my block list. So he was not blocked. Because he showed back up. He stated it like it was fact. Well, what are people saying about him? That him and his wife took a freaking little military shovel and acted like they were shoveling in a shit barrel at 125, if I remember correctly, looking for a missing child. You're talking about a man and his wife that went to Florida and, sorry, but my opinion, that vacation was paid for because of their association with the Summer Wells case, okay? And they sat for an hour at a fucking park staring at children in this park and made a pretty penny by doing it, right? Which I don't give a fuck how they spend their money, but that was weird shit. So what can we call that, right? Oh, she's been alive. We've heard horns, tire, motors, revving, even yelling. Yeah, even more than me being called a whore. Right? Right, Flies? Hell, I was sitting here minding my own business and I heard whore from across the fucking street. How about that? Cease and desist, Pam Tate. Ceased and desist, lady. That they were staring at my child. Yeah, that's fucking weird. Well, that's the pot calling the kettle black, isn't it?
Why he went to Utah, but it's Amy's fault and Candace's.
It's Andy's fault. Why Don went to Utah. It was Andy and Candace's fault.
Remember Candace saying Josie was, or Alice, or one of them talking about how Josie was using it and the reason it was taken. It's not the reason Josie was taken out there. But shit occurring around that time as well. He's responsible for it from before Utah until. So you go ask him why he was selling drugs to those children and Candace for the children. Go ask. And ask him what type other than weed.
Ask him what type other than weed. But then she backtracked and was like, no, I was talking about weed. Right? See, Jody, you said all this shit. You said all this shit. Right? I mean, you did it. Nobody else. Nobody told you to say that shit. Like I said, I suggested something to you many years ago. Maybe you should, you know, you are still very angry at Andy. We all get that. If what you're saying is true and you say you got receipts, why the fuck isn't Andy in jail? Why would Pruitt say that Andy's name has not come across his desk yet? Nothing's been said about Andy that they've had to look into it. Andy talked to Hawkins County, TBI. I think there was 3. FBI might have even talked to him. Law enforcement spoke to Andy more than once. Right? I would think if he was selling something like that to minors or to people to use to sedate children, that his ass would have went to jail. So we got to look at it like this. Was this just Jody being pissed off at Andy and trying to get him in trouble? You know what gets me? Because she went around saying all this shit. I'm not an Andy fan. I'm not a Jody fan either. I'm not a fan of fucking none of them from that shit. But she went around and made him look like he was doing some horrific shit, right? Why? See, she did that shit, and then she was like, yeah, well, I don't believe Andy had anything to do with what happened to Summer, right? Yeah, she was okay then. She was all right then. Didn't she allegedly go up to 110 the day before Summer went missing? Didn't they drop off some weed? Isn't that why they were up on the hill? Right? Well, Johnny, the way I see it, if the Mexican mafia took Summer, it was because Don Wells owed them money. That's the only way. The only fucking way. The night before. Thank you, Carrie. She was okay with it then, right? Yes, the shower incident. The shower incident.
Is
Well, Jody, I don't know what to fucking tell you, girl. I don't know what to tell you, but quit taking your fucking shit out on me, lady. For fuck's sake.
A follow-up video to a video that I did yesterday or the day before. It's just according when it get around to putting it out. First of all, I did a video on Candace and Don's neighbor, and I was calling her Josie. It's not Josie, it's Jody Sue Brown. Jody Sue Brown evidently was the neighbor.
Oh, that's probably why she got so fucking angry. He wasn't getting her name right. You're going to talk about Jody Sue Brown. Make sure you get that name right. Make sure that she gets that attention. She looked through walls and, yeah, saw Summer in the shower with Don, yeah. For sure. You know, I'm not saying she didn't see Summer hollering at Candace to give her a fucking towel, right? But we all know, unless she was physically in that house, she could not see Summer in the shower with Dawn. She may have, you know, heard Summer come out and be like, Mom, get me a towel, right? So, freaking crazy. Yep.
His name that lives or lived on the hill across from Don and Candace. If you watched the last video, I don't have to repeat what I said there. So it was about a complaint with social services and so forth. This video that I'm going to do today, guys.
What do you mean a complaint with social services? I will say this, no matter who likes it or not, whatever the reason CPS was at Jody's isn't anybody's business. And you will never see the paperwork, okay? You will never obtain the paperwork. Like Dawn and Candace, they can tell us whatever they want to tell us about CPS being there, why they were there. They said they was closing the case, you know, but we will never see that paperwork. We will never be shown that paperwork. So, you know, when people tell you why CPS was called on them or why they were there, that's up to each individual person to believe what they're saying or not, right? And I don't know why CPS was there, right? For sure. And this is just my opinion. If CPS is at someone's house, they're not going to be at one person's house, right? To investigate something and have them. It's not like being a fucking snitch, right? Don says Jody told on him. Some weird shit, right? Well, I mean, the thing is, Johnny, it's been going on for 5 years. It's been going on for 5 years. For sure. You really have to think about, you know, the obstructing justice. Fucking around with Dawn and Candace, you know, that's really not so much obstructing, I wouldn't think, because, people doing substances with them and shit. Well, that's true. Jody kept her kids. Marlena did say something interesting, though. When Marlena said she was on my panel, Jody was up here. Marlena said she took a lie detector test, which I was like, WTF, right? Maybe Hatfield and McCoy man should talk to, talk to Marlena. That would be interesting. And then she tells Jody that Jody having cancer and being on the medication that she was on kept her from actually being able to take a lie detector. I mean, it was interesting. I don't know. Just what I remember.
I'd like to think, I hope they don't mind, I don't have the name here. It just says Bed Crime Stories. Bed Crime Stories. If you don't want to watch my take on this story, you may just want to skip my video altogether and go to this.
Let me tell you guys something. You can go into the YouTube Google search bar. You can put in Jody Sue Brown 2021. You can put in Jody Sue Brown's son 2021, and it will start showing you videos from 2021 that people put out. That is exactly what he's doing. He's just going back, right? He is just going back. So, I don't know. But yes, we know that Jody's son was allegedly on top of the hill. There were a number of people that saw him. They actually gave a little chase. It ended up being Jody's son. Jody says that he was checking the mail or some shit. And why would he have to, be on the hill? Candace made the comment, why would he need to come up the side of the mountain when he could have walked up the driveway? It really didn't make a lot of sense, right?
From that area. We don't know anybody. We don't know who the good people are, who the bad people are, we don't know. So all we can do is follow the leads, follow the evidence, follow anything that we can come up with. And again, how we got on Jody Sue Brown is she's a neighbor to Don and Candace that Don and Candace had brought up when we were interviewing them. And there's going to be several segments, and I'll.
Are you still buying?
Okay, this dude's just pimping out his channel. For sure. I am over you, Hatfield and McCoy people. I am. I mean, I do. I think that, my opinion, Jody got complacent. She got comfortable with all of the YouTubers that have been around all these years, right? And, people started leaving her alone, not talking about her kids. And absolutely her son is in the military, but I don't understand why Jody goes to her family being in danger. Her family, it was weird what she said. That swimming pool is, I've not paid any attention to that swimming pool either. Let me say this. Fred says he's seen Jody's son in that swimming pool with Summer. How he would have had to have been there. He would have had to have been at 110 to see anybody in a fucking swimming pool with anybody else. He could not have seen that at his own house. Yeah, I've never heard Jody say anything. But I don't know. I don't watch a lot of Jody. I just couldn't understand why she got so pissed off at me. Hurt my feelers. No, it really didn't hurt my feelings, but for sure. Yeah, he would have had to be at their house, Gary. But people don't think about that, right? People just don't think about that. For sure. I have to say again, I don't know why she got mad at me, Darlene. She started saying that I was in a crew with, I don't know who all. Everybody that she hates, I guess. It was weird. I couldn't understand why she was just, Well, even in the beginning, Jody said Fred was a peeper creeper. Jody said that the whole time. Yes, Darlene. Did you miss it? Oh, no. I don't know. I don't owe Jody any explanations of anything. I don't know her shit. I don't need to explain who I've talked to over the last 5 years. I don't know her fucking anything. I ain't never done nothing to her. Not at all. Never jumped on the I give a real fuck about Jody Sue bandwagon. Right? Yeah, Fred talked about seeing things in the basement window. Well, she needs to sit down, Darlene, because honestly, I'm one of very few that hasn't fucking jumped on the I'm gonna talk shit about Jody bandwagon. I've never talked about her fucking children. Never had no reason to. Never. Right? I mean, I guess I can tell her thanks for thinking about me. For real. Now, my thing is, all right, so let's really look at the situation. Let's really look at it. You've got a guy coming out that is interested in the Summer Wells case, right? And who are any of us to tell this man that he cannot do what he's doing. I can't tell him he can't do what he's doing at all. And I can only suggest things for this man. I'm not even law enforcement. And for this man to say that he was in law enforcement for 40 years and he knows how to investigate, why is he doing it this way? Why? Let me tell you something. It's like that preacher guy who wrote a fucking book about what YouTubers were saying and what their theories were and the speculation into Summer's case. You guys see what I'm saying? What's the difference here? So you're, come on. Come on. It doesn't work like that. Not as far as I know. Maybe I should be law enforcement. Maybe I should. Well, I'm already Homeland Security. I'm already YouTube Homeland Security. But I will say this, Jody, don't put me in a category with people that you feel like fucked you over, because I've never, ever associated with any of those people. And, you've talked about these people for 5 years. 5 years. So I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I feel for you, the shit that happened right after Summer went missing. But, I never jumped on that bandwagon. I did not go and watch these people, talk to your ex, Andy or nothing. All that shit was irrelevant to me. And I'm not trying to be mean. And I have resting bitch voice anyway. RC for sheriff. But the thing about it is, I wasn't one of those people. So don't put me in a category with them people. All right. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say those people are bad. Don't put me in a category with them. No, it's just that they were covering things that had no relevance in what I believed, or, the direction that I was looking into the case at all. So, no, I'm not going to fucking hate on nobody. I'm not hating on those people. But no, I didn't jump on the I love Andy Bernard and I'm going to protect him against Jody and, I'm going to do this or that. You know what, Jody? You're the fucking one who got into the vehicle with them people. You willingly got into that vehicle and let them take you wherever you thought they were taking you. You did that, not nobody else. They did not force you into that vehicle to take you to that hotel or wherever. No, ma'am. And I've heard many of them talk on it, and they were at some point trying to help you. But I just stayed in my lane over that shit. Yeah, people have put out pictures with the metadata on it. You know, so many different things. So many different things. Well, I mean, I can't speak for Jody. I really can't, right? I don't know, Miss Justice. I never followed it. I never followed it because that was something that I didn't feel had anything to do with Summer going missing. That had to do with Jody, from what I remember, feel she was frightened. She was frightened, you know, and I don't blame her. I don't blame her. But yeah, she went back to the hill because Dawn is the one that helped her move. They helped her freaking pack her shit. So she couldn't have been that intimidated. But those are questions for her, right? And that is true, Darlene. Why a cease and desist on this one? She accepted their help as long as money was being sent in her direction, but had screamed tragedy pants for 5 years. She wasn't. She one of the first ones who came on immediately need money. You know what, exploited? I don't know. I don't know. The first place I ever became aware of Jody was flipping Doug. Doug of No Thanks was really the first time I ever really seen Jody. And then I didn't watch that. I didn't watch it. This is the thing. A little girl goes missing. The neighbor talks about what good people Dawn and Candace are. Dawn and Candace are good people. My belief is, you know, they didn't have anything to do with it. Then, allegedly, money changed that, right? Jody tries to say that it's tried to say that Candace wanted her to say that Dawn didn't take showers with oh, yeah, Johnny, I've been over to your channel. Are you the one, Johnny? Are you the one that did are you the one that did the song about the motel? Are you the one that did that? Heard who, Marie? No, I seen her stuff on Facebook. No, it wasn't a hotel, it was a motel. I must be thinking of somebody different. For sure. I mean, it must have been somebody different. Right? Must have been somebody different. For sure. I'll drop your link though, Johnny. I will drop your link, Johnny. Because I've never dropped it for you before over here. Johnny, Johnny. But one thing I've never done, hey Sarah, is been on my channel thinking that I give a fuck what you think of me, Jody. At all. At all. I don't give a fuck what you think. I don't care what any YouTuber thinks about me. In any way, shape, or form. At all. I don't. No, I missed it, Sarah. I've been kind of bummed out. I had a sick kitten I had to put down. Today's Todd's birthday. I'm just hanging out with everybody so I don't get sad. I don't get sad. Oh, is it about Ernie? Oh, no, wait, that was a year ago. Hold on, Sarah. Oh, you got some of the Summer Wells calls? Is that what you're talking about? Thank you, Exploited. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. I appreciate you for that, girl. I do. Yeah, I'll let you come up, Sarah. Not a problem, girl. I will, I will. Here, I'll drop the link. Thank you, Exploited, for the jewels. You make me feel like I'm a queen today. I appreciate it. There's the link, Sarah, if you want to grab it. Okay, let me see if I can get this jewel thing right. There, I hearted it. I hearted it. Oh, there you all Exploited. There you go again. Thank you, sweetie. For sure. I've got some of Ernie's phone calls that I don't think anybody's got them. I gotta look though. I gotta look and see. For sure. I do. Have to check and see, my friends. Yeah, Jody's talked about June 15th continuously. She absolutely has. Jody said her and her son were out there doing the something to do with the what the fuck's it called? They did that. They went inside. The tree trimmer seen okay, Sarah, I'll fix your earbud. Hey, girl.
I'm just gonna wait till my mic is my mic bad?
Hold on, I'll fix it for you.
Okay. I'm always afraid to talk at first.
Okay, you should be okay.
How's it? Is it better?
Yeah.
It only does that on my earbuds for whatever reason. Obviously, I'm just not on my computer, and I thought, now I forgot the first thing I was going to ask you. First of all, I'm sorry about all your other stuff that's
Aw,
going on,
thanks.
and sorry about your cat, because I do know animals are family, and it sucks. There's no other way to put it. It's
Yeah.
devastating. So I do feel for you. And
Yeah, it's just been sucky. That's the way it ends up, though.
I know,
You know.
I dread it already. I really do, and I shouldn't think about it, but I do. I'm already scared because of how it feels, because I remembered, you know. So I'll be thinking about you today.
Oh, thanks.
Give you a little love there. So the reason I came up was a couple things. First of all right, I've been going through my archives. I'm trying to stay out of this. I have been. I haven't watched any of his lives except for the first live when he first got out. I managed to
Right.
do it and start doing other stuff. However, with the Summer Wells topic coming up again and everything, I started looking through my archives because I'm like, wait a minute, no. Because why else would I have them? It was just so relevant that I decided to look through them, and I did find something relevant. And I did do a live on it, and I thought it was yesterday, but maybe it was the day before. And I
Yeah, it
did
must
put
have
some
been day
proof
before,
out
yeah.
that everything is the exact same as it was, whatever. I think it was like almost 2 years to the date. It was all the same thing, even in mention in Sebastian Rogers. It's like, hello, are we going to do
It's
this
all
for
this.
another
It's
5 or
like
10 years?
it is, Sarah, because I went back like 4 years. 4
Yeah,
years.
yeah,
And he is saying the same shit, exactly the
yes.
same shit he said years ago.
It was.
Exactly the same.
You're absolutely correct. It was 4 years ago. Then definitely there was a whole big chunk of it 2 years ago. Oh, my thing just said low battery. Well, hopefully it doesn't die. So I wanted to. It's almost exact same match. So it was ridiculous. So that was one thing. And then I had a question. In going through my clips this morning, I started going. I'm just putting another earbud in. I was going through my clips this morning, and I found, well, archives, and I found another little thing that I clipped, and I'm gonna put it in your back chat. I have a question. This might not be relevant or anything, but do you guys remember, anyone in here, if Andrew Hiltz had ever said that he met Dawn Wells or Summer when he met Dawn Wells? Has he ever, didn't he say he didn't meet her or he did? I can't remember.
Well, what he said was he met her when Candace and them went to supposedly the storage unit. He said that's when he met her. Allegedly, he had never, when they went from New York to Tennessee, they ended up at a storage unit because for some reason they did not check on a house. They did not check the house that they were supposed to be going to. And they couldn't use it. They couldn't use it. So
okay, Candace says, I think he said he didn't meet Dawn. Okay, I just put a clip that I threw together real quick. It's very quick of something.
I got it.
I was listening to other things and I heard this and I was like, wow, I don't remember this. So I do want to just let you have it if you want. You can play it if you want. It's only like 1 minute.
Yeah, I'll play it right now. I got it.
I was like, what the hell? I've been finding a lot of weird shit. I was gonna play one today, but not after today's behavior.
I'm pretty sure that I have Andrews was on my panel quite a few times. And I'm pretty sure I've got him in the titles. I can't remember. But, you know, I caught Andrew in a lot of lies. But from my understanding, he never met Dawn. And I know that he was in Tennessee. He tried to say Allie took off with Hunter. And they didn't know, he didn't know where she was. Well, that wasn't true because people found I think it was a picture on Facebook where he was with Hunter. Hunter was getting ready to go to school. And it was, I believe, him and Allie and Hunter. And Hunter it was like a first day of school picture or some shit. So, you know, thank you, Darlene. Him trying to do the legal kidnapping shit. My opinion on that was because there was a reward out for Summer at that time. And he thought that getting Hunter to his house, he was going to get Hunter to, tell him something that they would succeed in getting that reward money. That's
Okay.
exactly what I think from all that. So,
And the only reason I mentioned it, like, I don't really know him, like, talk to him much or anything. I mean, I have in the past, like, not much, just in passing or something, like, casual. And I'm talking, like, years ago or whatever, so we don't really know each other. The only reason I brought his name up is not to diss him or anything, but I found a picture that was put up on my screen, and it is him with Dawn and Summer. And Summer looks a lot younger to me. And they're all together, and I'm like, what the hell? I don't remember this. I might have walked
Here.
away from my screen.
Andrew Hiltz was?
Yeah, he's in the picture with Dawn holding Summer, and Summer's to me, she looks younger than she was when she went missing. So that's why I'm like, let me show other people and see what they think. I put it in I made it unlisted right now because I wasn't sure what to do with it. But there you can look at it, and then if it's relevant, maybe I'll put it out. I just don't know.
And it's not AI.
No, it was done a couple of years ago. I mean, you can choose for yourself. You can choose for yourself.
Yeah, I want to see it. I definitely
I
want to
can't,
see it.
I don't have the metadata. Allegedly, you'll see what happened. It's not for me to decide. I just thought it's worth of showing you guys, and you guys can think whatever you want.
Well, the only thing is that what makes that interesting is, yeah, there would have to be a connection there because when he went to Tennessee and they all hooked up at the storage unit, it was like the storage unit or the Dollar General, where he first seen Summer or something like that. And that was, he said, the first time he had met them, right?
It's not the best picture, to be frank. It's not the best picture because I zoomed in a little bit from my screen, and it was Ernie presenting it. And I want to know if it allegedly was so true or whatever. Did Ernie turn it in like he said he was going to? Because Ernie started questioning him, and he was like, well, you said you never met them or whatever. That's why I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I definitely have to look at it.
Yeah,
Here,
yeah.
I'll
You all tell me what you think. And then when you get to
this.
the end, I put 2 clips to show what live it came from and the dates. And the little pictures are only 5 seconds, so you have to pause it if you want to look at them at the end of the clip.
Okay.
And I circled that because it's another Tiger Cult Cash App on a Summer Wells name, because I did that in my live the other day. He does it all the time, and that's not for me to say anything except for the fact that you always say you don't do it. So I'm just going to keep circling all the archives I find it in.
There it is, yeah.
That's the second one. I did one in the live, so you'll see.
Oh, is this what you're talking about?
Yeah. That's him in the background, and he answered to it in the chat, allegedly, I believe. So you listen. I might go over the whole live anyways.
Hold on, I think I got it muted. Let me back it up. There.
Yeah, I can't hear it.
Yeah, I had it muted, sorry.
It's all good.
Here we go.
Hold up. Andrew Hiltz, you told me you never met Summer Wells. You told me you never met Summer Wells. Hold the hell up. When I asked you if you ever met Summer Wells, you told me you never met Summer Wells. That's your exact words. You've never been around Summer Wells. This picture shows you in the background out there. That's you. There's Don Wells and there's Summer, but you said you told me plainly, I remember this, that you never met Summer Wells. That's your words.
Where I wonder where the picture.
You told me you've never met her. You knew Don, but you've never met Summer. That kind of right there rubs me the wrong way.
That looks like the church, to be frank.
Because in the
I don't
background,
know.
you can see you sitting there.
There's a poster board there. Is it photoshopped? Is it real? Is it fake? But
I don't know.
Did Andrew answer to it?
But okay, look at the body. Does that body look like Andrew's body with his head on it?
The one in the back, I want to know if Andrew answered in chat. I have to go
But
through
anyway,
the
we'll have
chat
this
and
photo
everything.
to
Okay.
examine, see how it
He might have been
originally
in the
is,
chat.
and we'll go from there. Thank you all again. Much respect. God bless you all. Thank you all for fighting a good fight.
Because we all know how things go. You have to take it and consider all of the what it could be. I'm just putting out what the date was of the live. I might go over the live. I have no idea. I'm gonna go see if Andrew was in the chat, what he said about it. That just gives a description. If anyone wanted to pause it, if I put it out. If anyone wants me to, I will. You can look for yourself. I'll just have to put it in the description if I don't know.
I'm looking at the body. I wish I had this whole
Oh,
body
wait. Fly
because
says, okay, go ahead.
I'm 99.9 that it's not Andrew. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. What Fly say? The picture
Fly
with that
said,
picture, Andrew was not in it. Thank you,
Fly,
Flies.
yep, and she said that picture of Dawn and Summer was on Candace's Facebook. But that's also relevant because that shows tampering with the case. So either way, me putting it out shows two different things, whether it was him or if it was tampering. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's what I was wondering because I'm like, that head on that body is not Andrew's body. Andrew's a little puny little fuck, right?
Right.
This guy, whoever that is, he looks like he's got some build to him. For
But
sure.
the other thing would be curious is, so you got to consider, in considering everything, I would like to see what Andrew said about it. I had stopped it at that point because I had to make that real quick. My point would be, how did Andrew answer? Did he say like, yeah, I did meet him and forgot about it, or no, that's not
Right.
me. Yes, it was me. Let's get the whole picture here and see all the sides of it.
Well, Andrew, I mean, let me tell you something though, which is sad, because Andrew, if he thinks it's going to give him attention, he'll say it was him. He will create a fucking ginormous story to go along with it, right?
Right.
But he gets Don Wells is just like Andrew also in the fact that both of them are fucking sarcastic. And
true.
Honestly, if he thinks that it giving the attention,
yeah,
he'll lie about it.
And you
Yeah,
know that.
he will.
And you know that kind of thing, and I don't. But again, that will go back to people that are real investigators and stuff can look at it and go, "Oh, look what they did before." That's another
Well,
notch.
see, all that does is bring back up the Andrew going to Tennessee.
Yeah.
Andrew's wife came up on my panel and told me that Andrew did not know shit about the Summer Wells case. And I believed her when she said that.
Okay.
The only thing that Andrew had that got him the attention that it did was the fact that he was Hunter's dad. That's the only thing that got him any attention to start with, for sure.
So we could look at it as this is also one more thing that affects credibility.
Absolutely.
Not like there's a lot there, but
Right.
it kind of goes along with the live. I can get the link to the one I just did. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Here, I can probably find it. Hold on.
You can probably find it faster. You're right. You'll see it has a tiger on the cover. So I might as well leave that unlisted then, you think?
Oh yeah, this one's unlisted.
I mean, what do you think? Should I let I don't want to cause any more drama or anything, so I thought I'd ask y'all what you think. I can let people look at it and say, oh, there's some more credit. It's up to whatever you guys think.
I thought
I'd get
feedback, darling.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Or they could just look here if they want, I guess.
Well, what they're doing is, see, that I can see what's happening is, they make these photos up, and Ernie's already claiming to go to Beach Creek and do all this shit. Now what he's going to do is he's going to bring Andrew back out. That's going to be a back and forth thing. So to me, it's just they're figuring out what to use for content.
I was just going to say content opportunity.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I could change it to that. I could absolutely. I could
The
just send it to
time
you
that
too. I could send it to Constance too and let her do whatever she wants and change it too.
the time Ernie Shaw lied about Andrew Hiltz. Well, the sad thing about it, this is the sad thing about it. Like I said, Andrew had come on my panel many times, and I would catch him lying. And instead of calling him, names or something, I would just fucking laugh at him and be like, dude, you know that I know you're lying. He always knew I knew when he was lying. But it created a story for him. Summer going missing and his son being involved gave him a fucking job. He didn't have a job. He was at home. His wife was trying to work, barely able to afford anything. And his son basically gave him his claim to whatever fucking fame he thinks he has.
Mhm.
Right? And
Yeah.
that was very sad to me. But, so many people have done that in Summer's case that, it is what it is. It is what it
That
is.
yeah. That's good to know, Fly's last comment, because this is not this picture is not something I remember. I sometimes when I was filming I would just walk away and let it, you know what I'm saying? I don't remember like going and I don't remember it.
Carrie
So I thought
said
I'd get
that Carrie said she thought they found out who the guy actually was in the picture.
oh, okay. Interesting. So it was just utilized because of the way the lookalikes then.
Right. Right.
Well, that seems about accurate.
Well, you know what's sad too, Sarah? I've watched so many creators that, well, I don't half the time don't watch them because they will edit conversations to fit a specific narrative.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yep.
will do all kinds of shit like that. And I hate to see it all happening again because us as I'll say older people that's, been around since the very beginning. We've all where we get mad, I think, is because we've already lived through the bullshit.
Multiple times.
5 years of bullshit in a missing child case, and the bullshit is being brought back up again. We have a supposedly law enforcement retired of 40 years that is running a YouTube channel and wanting other creators to give him information, and he doesn't even know if this information is even true or not. So the speculation's going down, and the guy's sitting there telling people, you guys tell me what's going on. And it's like, dude, you're supposed to be retired law enforcement of 40 years. How the fuck are you investigating when you're wanting other people? It's just weird to me.
That's the last thing we need is brand new starting over. Like you can't catch up on 5 years. You can't. There's already plenty out there. No more is needed. Nothing's gonna change. This is all a circle. I mean, like, I don't know if you found that video, but it was almost a carbon copy. The one I was talking about that I just did.
Right.
I guess if anyone wants to listen to it, it has some Summer Wells stuff. And I was listening to another Summer Wells one this morning, the one that I clipped that out of. I think it's like 4 hours. So it's like I'm trying to scan through some of these, but it takes a while. I found one also yesterday that I was going to do a live on, and then I was like, I'm going to the beach, because I really try to do other content now because this is getting ridiculous. I think there's a big problem in the community with an obsession over this. All the other kids don't get covered. I mean, there's other children, other cases, other serious things, and there literally is an obsession about this case.
Right.
And the more that people go in there because of that obsession,
well, the thing about it is
that keeps it going.
People know from anybody who's followed it from the beginning. what it is with me, and I'm really bad about this. I can watch someone new come and, to say they're going to cover the Summer Wells case, and it's like immediately I can watch them and know if they're just fucking people who are only trying to get clicks and views and
Mhm.
money off of it.
Mhm.
It's like I have this, psychic ability on that bullshit. And it doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, to each their own. Like I've always said, Sarah, I don't really talk about the money shit because some way, shape, or form, no matter what we're talking about, we've all made a little bit of money off of it or whatever. I mean, I damn sure ain't made thousands of dollars like some people.
Yeah, hell no.
But my ass wasn't going to talk to any persons of interest in the case anyway. And so I
No.
think that gets us old timers started again. Because let me tell you, with Ernie, it's same shit, different day. Is
Pretty
all it
much.
is. And like I said, I went back 4 years. 4 years. And Ernie was saying the exact same thing that he was saying 4 years ago. Word for word, verbatim.
Pretty much.
Word for word.
I believe
So,
you, because that's what Nick Lena was. I think she had started putting out some of the older ones that were like 4 years old, and that's
yep.
what prompted me to look. I'm like, should I? I'm like, hey, I'll just take a look. And like the one I was watching yesterday, he was talking about like Shelby being possessed with demons, and this girl that had satanic books under her bed, and Shelby allegedly drank Ronnie King's blood after he offed him. I'm trying to use my words
Oh my
carefully.
God, no, he didn't.
It's really bad. And I was like, I'm gonna have to put. I feel like I kind of have to, but I'm like, I don't even want to taint my channel and bring this stuff out. But some of it is kind of relevant to what's going on. In the Summer Wells one, there's lots of them that I have, just like the one that I clipped with that one. The one that I clipped, that one right there on your screen. That one was him again, which I have multiple ones, offering multiple times Hunter, trying to bribe him on the panel with money.
That's
And I
right.
know you're probably listening, but at the time, Hunter was a minor. You can't
He
bribe a
sure
minor
was.
child, and he was already grieving about his mom, so it just that was like gave me a bad message
No, let
too.
me
I'm
tell
like,
you
that's not
what,
right.
because I already knew of Andrew's dumb shit. What really pissed me off was when he got Hunter to
Oh
go
my
into
God.
his mother's hospital room and show his mother laying there on fucking life support. That was
Jeez.
disgusting. All for fucking money.
I don't think I've seen
And
that one, but I think I would
oh
remember
yeah, it
that.
was bad. It was bad. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You know, um, everybody wanted a piece of Hunter anyway. They wanted to hear
Yeah.
what Hunter had to say. And, I've got some of those on my channel somewhere where
Yeah.
Hunter, he, was doing those interviews or whatever. But I think and the Hunter even got to a point where, he was like, what's my dad doing to me? Right? My
Yeah.
dad's not helping me out here. It was all about money.
Yeah, because there was one time where he came back, one of the last times that I remember, if I remember this correctly. You can correct me if I'm wrong, where I think Hunter came back and he was sort of in like a, I don't want to say cahoots, but it's just the word that popped into my head with the dad, and it seemed like they were going live in an effort to try to raise a little bit of money, like gas money. Like it seemed like it was done to raise money that day, and it sounded
Right,
like Hunter was involved in it because he needed money, kind of thing, or somebody promised him
right.
some sort of thing.
Oh yeah,
Maybe
that
they needed
definitely.
gas money.
Yeah, that
That's
that.
how it felt to me. Don't come at me, bro. I'm saying that's how it
Well,
felt
no,
to
nobody's
me.
gonna come
I'm
after you.
choosing my words carefully. That is just
No,
how.
we all seen that, Sarah. We all seen that. I seen where they got on there and said Hunter was gonna have a baby, and you know of course, people wanted to help. He's a young kid at the time. He was a young kid getting ready to have a baby. Come to find out, he wasn't. Yeah, you can come back up. He wasn't a freaking. You know, he wasn't having a baby then. But then when he had the baby, you know, then he really had the baby. Freaking crazy. Yeah, we know that. Thank you, KN. KNS. Ernie's putting it out like it is. That's what it is. Ernie's just putting it out. So the only thing that ever really interested me was the fact, here, Sarah, I'll go ahead and take you out, and then here, let me ma'am, I'll pin my link. Oh shit, there's a link. Hold on. Did I hit the right one? No. Come on. Enter. Damn. Here, I'll just go ahead and pin that link. But no, I absolutely, I went ahead and added you back, Sarah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Is my mic okay?
Here, I'll
Sorry.
check it for you. Hold on. No, you should be okay.
Okay.
See, the thing,
every time I enter.
The thing about it is, like, a lot of people didn't really pay any attention to the individual. What the heck was his name? That Andrew got a hold of to legally kidnap his kid, right? So I did. Jeremy Dugan is his name. And I followed that for a while. So, you know, I pulled up Jeremy Dugan talking about that situation. And the only thing was, I don't know why Andrew was lying about it so much, because it came out that Allie owed him like 11 days on one of the visits. So I think they were actually coming at Andrew for child support. And then, you know, and somewhere in his mind, they get hooked up with these legal kidnapping people. And Hunter didn't want to go anyway. Hunter did not want to go anyway. So, damage control for what, Johnny? I mean, the ringleader of which part exploited? See, the sad thing about it is, and, you know, I guess I've been trying to say this for a long time. I don't think maybe people don't understand what I'm talking about when I'm like, which ring are you talking about? Are you talking about damage control on the Andrew shit? Are you talking about damage control on the Jody Brown shit? Are you talking about damage control on, you know, the money part of the whole, you know, social media craze? Or, you know, a ringleader of what? Because there's a lot of people that have tried to do damage control on a lot of different avenues of, you know, Summer's case.
Absolutely.
So,
and Constance, if you're still in here, I might like to text you after to see what you think about these. Some of these recordings, like especially like the one I was talking about with the weird thing with the blood and the demons. That was really weird. And then I have a bunch of the Summer ones too. Like I was saying, I'm just not sure about republishing, or should I put them on Rumble? Should I let somebody else go over them? I'm kind of torn here. That's what I'm saying. Let's see here.
Well, if you send them to me, I'll go over them. I don't care to go over them. Not at all. So,
One of my bad. I think I lost my sound for a second. Am I back?
yeah, you're okay. Yeah, you're back.
Okay. I turned off one of my earbuds by accident. The wrong one. Sorry. Let me put the chat back on.
Well,
I think I
that's the
muted
sad thing
myself.
about it because, now I don't, it would seem to me, this is just the way I feel. If Ernie really gave a shit about Summer, if he believed she was in that cemetery, he wouldn't be playing a game on YouTube about it. He would have went to the proper authorities right away. That
Mhm.
cemetery would have already been checked again by law enforcement, not by Ernie Shell and his little friends.
Right.
If he really thought this is the thing. Why is he putting out fake photos like this where he needs to show us and tell us about knowing Don Wells from years ago? What about that, Ernie? What about the
Precisely.
What about the 5.5 hours you went missing from the area on June 15th, the day Summer went missing? Where were you then? Right? Could he have
That
been?
question.
I'm not saying this is what happened, but Fred is talking about being around that whole area. He was dropping substances off to people that day. Was Ernie one of his customers that day? Who
Oh my
knows?
lord.
Who
Oh, he
knows?
was dropping off. He was dealing.
Yeah, Fred
Allegedly,
was.
or he
No,
claimed to.
he said he was.
Oh.
He said he was.
Well, one of my videos, Ernie said he pushed him or kicked him downstairs. I'd have to re-listen. Before this Summer Wells stuff happened, Fred, he ran into him and he said he arrested him and he had kicked him down the stairs. I'm like,
Geez.
what?
I mean,
Some of you might remember that.
Sarah, the thing about it is, it's some of the shit's so ridiculous you have to laugh about it. And then
Some things.
after fucking years, you're like, you can't believe that these people are actually believing it, right? And it makes it even worse because there have been so many people that have tried to make people understand what kind of character Ernie is, his bullshit for all these years. And people don't want to believe what they see. They
That's
don't
true.
want to believe what they see.
Well, some people
So
want the hero. That's what it is, I think.
they absolutely do.
They want the
They
hero and
absolutely
somebody wants to be a hero.
Yeah. Very true. Yeah, supposedly Gatlinburg, same time Summer was. Then in the area when she goes missing. I mean, he lived 14 minutes from Summer. He lived 14 minutes from the hospital, two
That's
different
freaking
directions.
crazy.
And then, I don't know if he said it to me. Ernie, you never can tell if he's telling the truth. So it kind of threw me off a little bit. Because I always tried to get him to have a conversation with me about Summer. He wouldn't do it. Anybody that I've ever asked to have a legitimate conversation with me about Summer, they won't do it, Sarah. They won't. For some reason, I am a loner in the
Yeah.
Summer Wells stuff. But I'm good with that because, if people can't have a legitimate conversation with me without fucking lying and trying to bullshit me and make a joke of it, I don't want to talk to him anyway. But Ernie told me he knew Don Wells from years ago. The problem with that is because Tina herself said he never told me that. So I have to think about it like this. Well, why, if he did, and he's saying it to me, why wouldn't he have said it to Tina, who they were in cahoots with the Predator Hunter Nation and, you know, getting involved in, you know, Summer's case and the racetrack and all that? You would think that that would have been mentioned when Cher got Dawn not to talk to them, not to sit down for an interview with them. You know, you would think because Ernie's Ernie, he would be like, fuck you, Cher. I knew Dawn years ago, so fuck off, right? You would think that
Yeah.
that's what he would say. And
Right.
he never said it again, as far as I know.
That's why
So,
it's weird to come out so much later. Like, why would you wait 2 years to say that, or 3 years, and then be like, "Oh, I knew
yeah.
him," or "Oh, I arrested
And
him." I
why
know
say
that's
it to me of all people, you
right.
know, for real. So I'm like,
It,
no, I get very flustered when because, you know, that Summers case is a case that's very close to my heart. I've always
right.
tried to keep it, you know, no drama, and try to stick with, you know, what is said and what we know and what law enforcement has said. It's really is hard to stay out of the drama. You do, you know, I'm guilty. I've gotten into it a few times, but
Same. Same
it's
here.
it's just a hard. Summer's case is a very, very hard case because we don't know what happened. We don't even have an idea. All we know is her scent ended at the road and then it disappeared. It
hmm
disappeared. So, I mean, her mom and dad have addiction problems. They showed us that. They lost their
Yeah.
kids. I mean,
Right.
what, you know, then you have to look at some of the creators that got involved. They had their own addiction problems.
hmm
Oh,
But yes,
I mean, once
absolutely.
some of those people started making money, I mean, it was a pretty big thing. It was a big thing. Creators fighting with each other because, you know, that they knew also that they're bickering back and forth about stuff, that was bringing in the views, which of course was going to bring them in more money and stuff. So, you
And I
know,
think that's where what the problem is for so many is that some people want to have the views so much that they base it around that and creating the storylines to get views.
right?
It's not everything. It's not everything. If you're
No,
starting shit like this.
no. I mean, I don't. I mean, I'm not gonna say I never understood it because I watched it. I think with me is, of course, instead of keeping videos and all that stuff, I chose to transcribe everything by hand. And when
Oh,
I
you
did,
took notes?
oh yeah, I did. I've got like 26
Nice.
notebooks full.
Oh my gosh. My next question was going to be, you don't have 27 notebooks like the dirty little shit bucket, do you? And then you come out with 26? I
No,
can't
babe, I
even
got
believe
more.
that.
I got more. I got more than him.
Uh,
And
well,
I
a
just
lot of
don't,
what I
you know,
go ahead.
I'm like, I heard him say that. I had to laugh. I had to laugh about it. I was like, okay, yeah, you keep them notebooks, buddy. Because let me tell you, did you find a notebook that had the conversation, Ernie, that you wanted me to give you of you and Don's one conversation that you can't find? He wanted me to give it to him, Sarah. He came over here and
Oh
said,
my gosh.
yeah, so he could use it for content on his channel. And I was like,
You
fuck
really been
you.
writing books.
I
This
was
is
like, fuck
amazing.
you.
You
I
know, you just gave me an idea with all the books, with all your writing, depending about how you wrote. You might be able to write a book about all this
already said I was going to. I just don't
because
say
you
much.
literally took notes this whole time. You have everything needed to create
I have
this with
my
master template.
well, my thing is I have a lot of what's not around anymore because
Right.
so many channels you know, people lost their channels, things got deleted or whatever.
Exactly.
You know, it's there, it's all there. And
That's why I recorded.
Let me say this. One thing that I really loved about the experience, because, you know, when you're actually transcribing, and I don't mean watching a video and going down to transcribe and pulling it up and printing it out. I literally hand wrote everything out. I would watch it. I would have to rewind to make sure that I got the wording correct. I also watched their behavior.
Nice.
I watched their behavior while they were giving these interviews and stuff. So in my notes also, I'm writing their behavior. You know, they laughed, they did this, they did that. So I did all that. But what I was most proud of was, as I was doing all that, I was watching these creators also. So
That's good.
very quickly, I learned how creators kind of worked. So, I mean, I don't know if that's a good thing now, because that's why I'm like,
no, it's a great thing. You can look back at it and compare and say, do I feel the same about this? It's good because not only do you have notes of what happened, you also put your feelings of how I feel about this, this, and that, which is very easy to forget until you go back and look at that note and say, oh, yeah, I did think that. Do I think that now? That's all the great makings to write a book.
Well, this is what's so funny, because I don't play my own content very often. And I caught myself a couple times that I'm saying the same thing. So it's like,
yes,
I'm saying the same thing as I'm saying it on my video, or
you agree with your old self. I just said that yesterday when I played, or whatever day, if it was the day before, when I just did that live with the flashback archive or whatever. I was actually, you could hear my commentary in the background, and I'd say, yep, I still agree with my old self. Yep, I still agree with them. And it was making me laugh because I'm hearing my own self like 2 years ago, and I'm like, yeah, I still agree with that.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I was like, damn. Yeah, I don't change my way of thinking very often, for sure. For sure. Well, I'd rather not get into well, I mean, how can you not get into some type of he said, she said, right? Because when I write what Don Wells, an example, when I get into what Don Wells says that he feels about Candace, that's a he said. He's saying that about Candace, right? When I get into kind of describing things that Candace has said about Dawn and her feelings, that's a she said. That's what she's saying about him. So you're, no matter where in the story of Summer Wells, there's going to be a little bit of he said, she said, for sure.
Yeah, like the story in the diary, like a diary, like I just wrote in chat, like exactly. Whatever. I'm sure you can you can think of all kinds of ideas with that. But I just, before I forget to reiterate, you said something about a lot of creators have expressed their past addictions or whatever. And that kind of goes along with, I've sat and tried to analyze this many times, and I'm like, what? There's a real big problem here with this, and I believe in my heart that there's a addiction with the case here on YouTube, and I think a lot of people, that's part of the problem with the subs and everything. Got to flock to get. I feel like they have to. I'm not saying everybody don't. It's just a feeling I have. I feel like they have to flock to these chats to get their Summer Wells fix. And that's really one of the problems here, because then it gives those creators, oh, look, I have this many in chat, and then they keep going. The circle continues. Do you see what I'm saying? Do we want to sit here for another 5 years and keep repeating the same shit of your life? And then you're going to think back in 10 years, oh my God, I just wasted 10 years obsessing over this case when so many other kids could have got attention. That's what my point is.
No, I agree. And one thing I'll say, because people need to remember, if you go back to the very beginning of Summer's case, what happened is there were people from the area, there were people from that state, there were so many people, and they were contacting these YouTube creators. And they were giving these YouTube creators,
Mm-hmm.
content, telling them a story or, telling them something. And what happened, and I seen it a lot, the creator wasn't putting out the information exactly the way that these people wanted. So
Mm-hmm.
very quickly, these people learned that I'm going to start my own channel. I'm going to put,
Mm-hmm.
my information out the way I want to put it out, and I can make a little bit of money in the process. So,
Yeah, I witnessed that along the way. You're absolutely correct. Even a
right,
whole bunch of psychics would come out and I'd be like, oh, look, new channel. Oh, look, it just got 3,000 views and they just started. And their other views are 200. Geez, I wonder why they started covering summer.
yep,
Like all the time, and new
yep,
channels were born, and then they would pick the top 2 cases. It's like, if your heart was in the right place, you wouldn't just start a YouTube with those 2 channels and then, you know what I'm saying, and then switch to other
right,
it's blatantly
right,
obvious which ones, in my opinion, to me, which ones felt like that to me, and there was a lot of them.
right, right. Well, hell, my channel stood at, I don't even pay any attention never to how many fucking subs I have. And that's the truth. Every once in a while I'll look, but
Mm-hmm.
my channel has stayed. I couldn't even tell you when I even reached 2000. I remember
I'm not even there
15,
yet. I'm
I,
close, but not.
I remember 1500. But this is just the way I feel about it. For someone who has covered Summer's case and tried to do it in what I feel is the right way, and I'm not going to say I'm 100% right on everything. I'm a human being, but the way that I tried to do it, um, obviously you can tell by how many subs and stuff I got after being on here so long
Mm-hmm.
that people, they don't prefer how I do it, and look, I don't care if and I'm gonna say trigger warning, because this is one thing that always just got me. We had a creator and his wife who acted like that they were shoveling in a shit barrel for a missing child. That
What?
guy, yeah, they're doing fucking fabulous, okay? Then you had someone say that uh, a a a dude had her head in a fucking box, okay? That channel does really well,
Yeah,
all
that's
right?
real nice. No, yeah.
And before I forget, where was that on my watch later list? I heard someone was talking to Ernie talking about Prayer Garden. Um, and they said her name, which I already knew her name. I've known her name.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was going to show that. I'll show that some other time. Yeah, weird shit.
I have
Weird.
one live where Prayer Garden and I think it was Jody Sue maybe. They came up on Ernie's panel a long time ago and they got into a huge fight, and she actually was on Prayer Garden was on the panel for like 45 minutes. Everyone was going up there. It was crazy. It's on one of the deleted channels, but I did record
Well,
it.
this the one I've got is this someone who was associated with Don and Candace in the very beginning, and said that Candace got into Don's phone and sent one of the pictures the Prayer Garden had sent Don. Yeah, it's weird. It's all weird shit.
I forgot about that in the beginning too. Yeah, you're right.
So, you had people doing that, and it's also,
Yeah,
it's,
the racy picture. You're right.
for what? What was the end result of all that supposed to fucking be? Right?
I'm assuming the thinking was, and this is just a guess, to try to get something out of them, thinking they have something so that they could be the one that found the info. But all it does is mess up everything in the long run, because look at the mess now. But I understand why it got like this in the beginning, because there was so many. There's never been a case like this where you'd watch it, and then 2 weeks later, a new character would be unlocked, and then 3 weeks later, a new character would be unlocked. There's been nothing
That
like
was like a
this.
fucking soap opera,
It really was,
an
because
ongoing soap opera.
I've never seen anything like it, and I think that's part of why it blew up like this and has
And let
become
me
what
tell
it
you something
is.
too. I freaking absolutely do blame Candace for allowing Ernie the leeway that she gave him. I've got where Ernie had her at Tina's.
Oh yeah, I remember the Hem Cafe.
And was trying to get him to say that Benny and Don knew each other before. And she wouldn't do it. She would not do it. I'll have to find that.
More tampering for content farming.
Well, Genevieve called the cops and had them go do a welfare check on Candace.
I don't know her. I don't know her well, but I do know that was one of the names that he was the thorn in his side at one point.
Yeah, he does. I don't think he's too crazy about her anymore. But yeah, she called the cops and had the cops go give a welfare check.
Oh, Johanna, that was the other one. Johanna, that was the other one. Those two were a thorn. Early on, those two were a thorn in his side.
Johanna was a psychic, wasn't she?
I don't think so. Well, I just remember her being on. I think so, her reservation. Is that correct, Candace? Constance. Oh my gosh, I said Candace. My bad. I remember watching some of her videos and stuff, and I know Tina was very against her. They had like a little kind of thing going on between each other, back and forth.
Right. That is so
Forgot
funny.
what else I was going to say. But because of all that, kind of back. Oh, go ahead. Yeah, native. Yep.
No, I was going to show this.
Okay,
this
let me
is
put the screen
some
on.
dude, Jody. This is some guy. I don't know. I better drop the link. I don't know if this is hers. Yeah, this is hers. This is some dude who's saying he lives in Beach Creek. This was a month ago, I guess. I hadn't seen it, but I'll drop the link to it. This dude needed some money. Now, I'm showing this because this is a great example of shit that went down, right? So.
I'm glad I haven't seen it.
Here we go. I don't know who this is, but.
I wish those sweet angel here. I run out of gas trying to get a hold of everybody, and they won't come pick me up. I can't find my phone. They got them. Well, I'm reaching out to you. You got a little gas.
In case you're unaware, this is Hack.
I'm headed to Beach Creek. I'm a little hacker cracker jacker from Beach Creek, Tennessee. Hawkins County, Tennessee.
Well, I mean, so old boy needed some gas money.
That's the only way I can say it. Look at my pretty angel here beside me.
Oh, God. He must be drunk.
Yeah.
They don't think I'm pretty.
Where you at?
They don't think I'm pretty.
Oh.
Yeah, my screen's a little cracked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They can still see us, can't
they? Yeah.
Jody, why didn't you just give him gas money?
I'm still trying to steal kisses. We'll see y'all.
Bye, guys. And by the way, this is New Legend himself, Hack.
I'm going to Nashville, Tennessee. I'm cutting another record.
Yeah. You gonna do church things, jelly rolls? Is that what we're expecting?
Another record?
No, I drove a car over.
I don't know who this dude is, but Jody, I mean, he needed gas. I only showed this because this is an example of exactly what people in the area were doing.
Yeah, because they're from the area, exactly.
So a good example is Prayer Garden. Okay, she would have Marlena up there and drop her Cash App and all that other stuff. Now, I've kind of figured something. I I think Prayer Garden is related to my freaking stalker neighbor, who then is
Oh,
related to Amy Tate, who lives in, I don't know if she lives exactly in Beach Creek. She's from that area.
Interesting.
Because people always wondered why Prayer Garden had access to everybody in that area, right? And a lot of people that have been interviewed, they have to say, "Oh, we watch Prayer Garden," right? And I'm like, I mean, it fits. It all fits. So I've known Prayer Garden's name for a long time. I just don't say it because nobody needs to really know who she is, right?
Right.
What it doesn't, it's not going to change any, right?
Right.
So, but yeah, I mean, Marlena needed some money, so let's get her up here. Let her say a few things, and we'll drop her cash app.
Let's do an interview. Let's put her cash app if anyone wants to help her. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
they
I have a question about this guy right here. You just said he was saying he needs a little gas money, but the first thing that struck me was he said he lost his phone. So how are you going to get a cash app when you can't use your phone to pay for stuff to get the gas? Because the cash app goes on the phone, doesn't it?
Well, they
Well,
probably send it to Jody.
oh wait, oh actually he might have a card. I'm used to tap pay. That's what I was thinking. Maybe he does have a card. Okay, I take that back.
I mean, yeah, he would just have to check his balance and shit, wouldn't he?
Yeah, unless he was told an amount and it would just deny it at the store if it didn't
Well,
work.
or if they send it to Jody, then she can just put gas in
That's
it.
true. That's
I
true.
mean, for sure.
I'll
But
forget about the cards because I used the phone. It was my bad.
so I don't know if Jody did that because she wanted to be kind to the guy, or if she was doing that
Perhaps.
to prove to people that she absolutely still knew a lot of people from Beach Creek. So, but to me, I mean, bringing this guy out like that, she had to have known that people were going to check out who he was and, you know, all that shit. So, I don't know.
Yeah,
But
I haven't seen it.
but the title is, this is what's weird. Hack came by and woke me up this morning and wanted to do a video. So, you're going to tell me that this dude shows up and wakes your ass up in the morning and says, "Hey, I need for you to do a video with me because I need gas money."
No,
Right?
the only reason they would know that is if A, they watched and seen what goes on, which I doubt. This guy doesn't seem like that type. That's just my feeling.
Yeah.
My
That's the
guess
way
would
I
be
feel
other
about it
people
too.
that would to me that says when people are not no specific person are not online they're going around saying, "Hey, when I go on here, I get money for talking about this." And that plants the seed for others to ask. How else are they going to know unless somebody tells them?
Good example.
Or they're or they're a diehard watcher, which again I doubt that he's a diehard watcher.
Well, I love to use things that as an example, and this just fell right into my lap. This is a great example of it. So,
Oh, I'll mute
I
out for a
mean,
sec.
I don't think that this guy was like, do a video of me. He would have had to have known that she was a YouTuber. He would have had to have known, you know, he would have had to have known all that stuff, right? He
Yeah,
probably
that's what
has
I'm
known her.
saying.
Yeah,
Somebody has to know.
he probably has known Jody Sue for years. He probably has. But I mean, he would have had to have known that she could get on her YouTube and let him ask for money for gas, right? He would have had to known that.
Just
So
talking to somebody real quick.
crazy. Oh, he's been interviewed, Kerr said. Well, damn, I missed out on that.
Never heard that.
Have mercy, I ain't never heard him be interviewed.
That's the thing. All these new people keep popping up.
Why would he need
It's
to
like
be interviewed?
I feel like because the content runs dry, some people talk about the same exact thing every single night for 5 years, which I find,
Yeah.
don't you like ever sit and think you're talking about the same exact thing for 5 years? Because some people do every single day. That's weird to me.
Thank you, Ellie Mae. Well, my thing is, I'm really bad because I don't if I don't pay any attention to it.
One
I
thing
really
pops in
don't.
my mind. A certain creator pops to mind, but I'm not going to say.
Well,
With
there's a lot of them popping in my mind.
storylines, well, yeah, there's. Well, you're right about that, actually.
So, oh, Ziggy talked to him years ago. Well, maybe that's why Jody Sue helped him. Maybe she was, maybe he ran out of all that money he got on Ziggy's. Who knows?
So maybe he got the idea from there.
Yeah. Yeah, if he did Ziggy's years ago, I'm sure he knew that Jody had a
Cash
channel
grab.
then.
Yep.
But that's a
Quick
good
cash.
example though, because yeah, we watched it. I mean, like I said, at some point they were even trying to help Marlena start her channel, but they did it. They wanted to do drama. They turned it into, chaotic bullshit. And so it didn't work out real well for her. But yeah, I mean, at some point,
Angelo.
Marlena wanted to start a channel and, she could have got on there. This is the thing though, even though, we knew Marlena had her addictions and stuff like that, she was from the area. She had been around Don and Candace. She was one of the people that I truly believe if she would have started a channel and she didn't use the fucking Yahoo she used to try to get her started, I think she probably could have succeeded and made herself a little bit of money off of it. I really do. But instead of coming out with, having conversations about Summer, they immediately went to fighting about, oh, you said I was an addict. And, it became a back and forth thing. I was like, yeah, good luck with that.
That's one character I don't know much about that I never really watched.
Well, I know she come up on my panel and says she took a lie detector test. And I'm like, why would you need to take a lie detector test? Right? The only people I knew that took a lie detector test was Don, Candace, Grandma, and Fred Hill. And the lie detector test that Fred Hill took was actually on another man, not with Summer. So for sure. I don't think she mentioned you, Angelo, but
He's joking.
Snickers and Butterfingers. Fred said scent was at his house and Mom's. Fred said that the scent dogs hit on the back of his truck or some shit, is what he said. So, I mean, people are going to believe whatever they're going to believe. For sure. They're just going to believe whatever they believe. You can't change people's thoughts about nothing, right?
You can't change it, but they can change it themselves. So one thing that stands out in my mind, like Constance, her and I have talked about this before. In the beginning, she was kind of like a thorn, and I'd be like, get out of here, get out of here, get out of this chat. But then because she did put out things and clips, it does actually help, and it can help, and it can open your eyes depending about how you put it on and put the information out and how people are open to seeing it and receiving it. And I did have a talk with her, and I told her why I didn't listen at first is because she came across as too abrasive. And she also took what I said into consideration, and then she changed a little the way she put out. So again, it depends if you're the type that can listen, or if you're just somebody that thinks you're always right, then that's not gonna really help. But there are people that can help.
Well, I love to sometimes sit up here and, have somebody come up. I'll just sit in here and listen to them for hours. When Jody Sue was up here, I barely said anything, and she talked for like 8 hours. 8 hours. Yeah. I mean, I had to split up. Luck, I did not edit any of it, but I did have to split it up into like 3 or 4 videos because there was just so much there. But like I said, Jody talks a lot about, her experiences with Andy and different things like that, right? I mean, for sure. Oh, yeah, don't even get into that, Exploited. I don't, yeah, that's on Lisa Marie. She's got a channel. You guys can go over there and talk about that nasty fucking bitch all you want.
I don't
Just
think I
don't
know that
mention her
character.
over here. My stalker. My
Oh,
freaking
okay. Okay.
12, 15-year fucking stalker.
I've heard you mention stalker, but I only know them as stalker, the term stalker, not the name. So,
Yeah, I usually
what?
don't say her name.
I mean, that works just as well, stalker.
Yeah.
But I didn't know she had a channel.
No, Marie. Lisa Marie is Lisa Jaton. She lived in a shed on Don Wells and his first wife, Pam Wells's property. She lived in a shed. Don and Pam, Lisa says that Don and Pam would allow single homeless women with children to come and stay on their property and put up tents or whatever. Then Candace comes along. Candace is homeless. Candace comes along and steals Don's heart, and they run off to Tennessee and live happily ever after. And a lot of shit transpired. RSOs and SOs and losing children and all kinds of shit. It's all just. But see, the thing about it is, a lot of these people, and I get what Exploited is saying, right? Is the fact that some of these people wanted attention, so they were going over. It was weird to watch them, right? It was weird to watch these people vie for attention, and Prayer Garden was giving it to them. So there were people that these girls were all fighting for which one was gonna be Prayer Garden's pet the next day or what the fuck ever. So they're all fighting with each other all the fucking time. And Prayer Garden's just sitting back and fucking laughing at them. But they were doing a lot of things, to please Prayer Garden. And then when Prayer Garden was done with them, she was like, "Get the fuck out of here and leave me alone." So, I mean, to each their own, for sure. But that's exactly what happened. They wanted to be Prayer Garden's, pet for the day, and they all ended up fighting with each other over it. So I don't know. I really never paid
I do
any
see
attention
that
to that.
in some channels. I do see that kind of thing.
Yeah. Do we have to go through that again? That was a horrible thing, but true. No, I ain't going through shit. If you want to talk about it, Benny said he'll talk to you about it. I mean, for real.
I don't know anything about that.
Me neither. I don't want to know. Benny wants to know. Benny said he'd talk to you, Lisa. Go over there and talk to Benny. She don't want to talk to Benny, but she wants to come over here and say things. She knows she gets on fucking nerves. I don't lie about it. I tell her when she gets on my nerves. I'm like, you're getting on my fucking nerves, lady. So, but then again, I mean, Sarah, that's a good example. So you had all these people coming out and speaking on Dawn and Candace from 20 years ago, 25 years ago. So even though you don't want to call these people liars, but you don't know if they're telling the truth or not. Now, I believe Lisa did know them because Candace and Dawn both admitted to knowing her years ago.
Mhm.
Now, they didn't say you lived in the shed, I don't think, but they admitted that they did know of her in Arkansas because Lisa was homeless at the time too. And they
Well,
allowed her to stay in the shed, from my understanding. But
I could see that. I mean, based upon the fact that they did have even their mom got to stay outside in a camper. I mean, looking around the yard, there was like bus. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it that people shacked up in some of the
right.
shacks or
Well,
on
I
the
mean,
property.
I don't think people remember when Don Wells living at 110 offered to let a couple of single mothers who were possibly struggling, invited them to come after his daughter was taken, mind
Mm-hmm.
you,
Yeah.
come on up here with your kids and you can hang out here. And, I go to work, but Candace is always home. I remember him saying that to one of them, but
There might be a pattern of collecting people, even Jose.
Jose was fucking weird.
I know, but
Sarah,
it just shows a pattern of collecting people and not even knowing much about their background and the kind of jeopardy you could put your house into.
that's exactly right.
So
That's
there could be a
why.
pattern of it.
See, that was my thing because why? And I could see too someone being homeless and having a hard life, being the type of person that would try to help other people. I for some reason I can see that, right? Um, you know, just trying to help in some way to
Right.
in some way like that, to help like that. But
But you got to put your kids first in safety. And I feel like there's almost this childlike, she's naive. Candace is kind of naive in a childlike way when it comes to people, and that almost like a juvenile crush she had on Ernie and stuff like that. It's very juvenile. Like, I don't know if
well,
she's
you
a
have to
little
remember too.
behind, a little slow,
Well,
maybe.
I think so. And I'm not a professional or anything, but if you go back and look, Candace, her first two kids, she was young when she met her first husband. They got married. They were math addicts. They
Yep.
lost their two children due to abuse in the home. So we know that Candace, at a young age, was getting into math and stuff. So I'm sure that, her brain capabilities were
Mm-hmm.
definitely slowed
Damaged.
way down at that point.
Right.
So,
And not
you
only
have to
that,
remember.
when you're, yes, and when you're in that addiction pattern, you're gonna, if you see an opportunity for somebody to come stay and they're like, oh, I'm desperate, I got nowhere to go, I'll give you $100 a week for rent. You're gonna take that. They're gonna think about, oh my gosh, that's another bag I can get, not the safety of their children
Well,
sometimes.
this is what's interesting too, because she allowed Jose to come up to 110 Ben Hill Road,
Right.
knowing she had children, and knowing and being told that this guy is having severe mental issues right now, and she
Hmm.
still let him come to her home
Right.
where her children were. Now, luckily, there was never any reports of Jose doing anything inappropriate with the kids or whatever. You know, he allegedly slept with Allie one time.
Yeah,
while
they
he
were
was
jealous
there.
over each other. Yeah,
Yeah,
they-
absolutely.
and that
And
high school jealousy type thing. That's what I'm saying. There's
yep,
this naive whole thing about her that she's like no safety
yeah.
awareness is what I'm saying. Moms usually have that tiger instinct. Oh, I picked a bad word. I'm going to say bear. That instinct of a bear to want to protect your mama bear, as they say, mama bear, baby
Right,
bear. Like you're thinking about safety of your kids all the time. And I feel
right.
like that's not developed as much for her.
Well, and you know,
Or no
um,
bond. Maybe she didn't bond with them properly. I don't
well,
know.
Don
Plus,
says Don never said that about the boys, but he said that Candace did not bond with Summer until she
yes,
was about 18 months old.
yep, and the
And I was like,
jealousy.
yeah, I was like, well, who took care of her until 18 months? That's a long time not to
Hmm.
have a bond with your mother. So he says he worked all the time. Who was taking care of Summer then?
Probably the other kids, and remember all the talks about the jealousy, or do you remember that too? That it was
Yeah,
reported
well,
that she was jealous of her, and well, there were other
yeah,
things said too.
a lot of people tried to say that, there could have been some sort
Right.
of jealousy there. And yeah, it was always weird to me because, Allie said she picked up a guy from, I think, the dollar store and let him come up there for a couple days. I heard tale of even as far as, a group of men on motorcycles or whatever came up there and they all camped out or whatever. So, I mean, we really don't know all the factual information, right?
Right.
Math users seem to essay children often. I'm going to keep that hidden.
I don't
So,
see it.
yeah, I
If that
removed.
helps.
Yeah, I removed it. Um, I don't know what Lisa's talking about.
I think she
Uh,
was just verifying. She just thought maybe somebody was talking about a different Lisa, so that's why I put in the chat. No, Lisa K was not mentioned. It was the other one. It sounds similar, so I was just making
no,
it.
no, I haven't. No, I haven't mentioned Lisa K.
Yeah.
The
No.
Marie is Lisa Jaton. So, yeah, that was a thing. So that kind of created a monster all in its own. Um, then so they were getting Lisa Jaton to go meet up with Candace in Arkansas. Then there was a motel. Then there was freaking a woman and kids who had to leave the hotel. Their time was up. And, Candace says, well, it's sad. I can't have them stay in our room because Dawn sleeps naked. Then all over YouTube, it was Dawn sleeps naked with Summer is what was said.
Yeah, I
Because,
remember a lot of that stuff was said. Yep.
oh, is she? Okay. So absolutely. Absolutely. But, I don't know. These people can be just cuckoo crazy. Cuckoo crazy. It's hidden by YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of comments that YouTube hides. And
A
I have
lot
to,
lately.
if I can find them, I try to catch them before. So,
My chat's crazy. It keeps like blocking things that aren't even bad. I'm like, and people keep saying things. I'm like, mods, just press OK. But I don't know why they have to always constantly OK comments. I don't have it on like strong blocking of words or whatever. I'm not the one doing it. It's YouTube. I feel like they've really gotten worse with it. That's just for my chat at least. They block tons of stuff.
Johnny, I have not a clue. I mean, Don seems to be someone who preaches to everybody. So, I mean, he could have been it could have been an undercover thing. So Sarah, I've been on here almost 4 hours.
Oh, wow. I came in late then. I
Yes.
was listening to some of it. I just couldn't talk yet.
Well, the thing about it is, I just want to, this is the thing. So many people have come out and said a lot of things, and Jody Sue has too. And,
Lots
it's
of
always,
characters.
until Summer's found, anything that anybody has said is on social media forever. And somebody is always going to they're going to find it. And Jody being
Absolutely.
the neighbor and saying some of the things she has, does she need to answer for it? I think she already has. And I would have hoped that since he was a 40-year law enforcement retiree, that he would have at least looked into all of that first to kind of, I believe in a little bit of common sense and giving someone a certain amount of benefit of the doubt,
Yeah.
especially in Summer's case. And I do not feel that this man is doing that. So just from being someone who's been around for a long time,
You have a right to say that.
I just see this man doing things to me not for the right reasons. I hate to say that, but
So you're
that's just the
unprofessional,
way I
you
feel.
feel, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I haven't
Definitely.
been
And it's very
paying
sad.
attention, so I don't know this new character that you're talking about. I mean, I've heard the name a few times lately, and I'm like, why do people keep saying that name? And then somebody's like, Sarah, they're talking about the channel that found the person. I'm like, oh. But because I stopped
Yeah.
watching for a while, I'm serious when I said I took a cleanse on this subject, because it's like not healthy. And like when you see how many people I feel like are literally addicted to this topic. There's other stuff out there, and I want to laugh and have fun, and
There
like some of the
is.
other stuff I'm doing is actually fun and laughter, and that's what I need right now. I don't want to
Right.
be stressed out. This kind of content is stressful. It causes stress. It does. It really does. It's easy to get sucked into it. I have before, so I've been in a cleanse.
Right.
So I don't know anything
I
about
think,
those people.
I've kind of come back a little harder on it with these people, Hatfield McCoy people doing what they're doing. And then all of a sudden, Jody Sue wanted, I don't even know. I don't want to call it I don't know why she was mad at me, Sarah. I don't know why she came at me the way she did. But, after the fact, I kind of roasted her and told her to shut the fuck up like I do, you know.
You are good at that.
But I'm not gonna keep on with it and be mean to her. There's no reason for that. I just after I heard what this guy said, then I was like, well, no wonder she was having a bad day, right?
Yeah, right.
So, you know, I just hope that I don't know. I don't think this guy's gonna use very much couth, but I'm gonna tell you what Summerwell's community does not like is for someone to immediately come in and want to speak about her and say they're going to help with her case and lie and lie and lie and lie. I'm not
My
into
thought,
that.
I don't blame you. My thoughts are it's the last thing we need at this point. I think there's way too many already. That's just my opinion. I think it's not going to be helpful whatsoever.
Well, I think that uh, this is just how I feel. I think once all of this dies down and people will let things maybe come to a rest a little bit, that law enforcement will start maybe talking to us and giving us an idea of whatever. So
If there
it's
was
just
some sort of an update, it might actually cut down on some of this bullshit. I'm not sure, but I guess they're
right.
doing what they have to do for reasons. And again, people forget, like, they don't have to tell us what they do. we can't, you can assume and say, oh, they're not doing shit, which a lot of people do. We don't know. We're not privy to their information. They don't need to tell us anything. Maybe it will be hurtful if they do. So, like, don't assume just because somebody thinks the graveyard wasn't checked. I'm just using this as an example that it hasn't been done. How do we know? Just because somebody says they're going to go do it, like that wasn't already done. They don't
Yeah,
have to tell us
yeah,
anything. You always have to
I think,
remember that.
well, yeah, I think law enforcement even has let it be known that absolutely that was checked. That was absolutely checked.
But some
So,
people are led to believe that it's not. That's what I'm saying. They don't have to tell us anything. So I
right.
believe it probably already was. That's just my opinion of it.
Well, it was, but the thing about it is, you know, if it was anybody but Ernie and us knowing he's full of shit, and we know that he has taken Summer's case and used it to benefit himself over and over. You know, because every time I would watch Ernie. This is the truth. I would fucking watch Ernie be talking about something, and if he doesn't feel like that he had enough people in chat, or he wasn't getting enough people noticing what he was talking about, he would always mention Summer, always bring Summer's name up.
Yeah, it always comes back to this. And then the people from other chats, like I'm going to use it as an example, like Prayer Garden's chat, for instance, will start hanging out in there. And then when it dies down, they go back to her chat only.
Right.
I've already seen that pattern multiple times.
Right. Yeah.
Over the years.
Exactly.
And in which case, where you just mentioned that whole thing about the pattern, would you be able to? I can't drop links now, or could you drop the one I just did? Because some people, when they're got nothing to do, you might want to listen to the archive live I did the other day. It was you'll see it because it has a tiger on the front of it because it shows the whole pattern. It shows where some people just did 2022, I did 2024, and that's only one of them. I have tons of them. I only did one of them. I have a lot of things archived.
Okay, wait, I'm just gonna drop your whole link. Let me just drop your channel link, and then people can pop over.
Nope, it's easy to find again because of the thumbnail. Oh, somebody else just went live too. Somebody else I record.
I'm getting ready to drop next link, and people can go over and watch her if they want.
I'm gonna go listen to her, and I'm gonna record somebody else.
Well, I want to thank
I've been
you for
archiving a lot of people.
coming up and talking with me, Sarah. You know you can come up anytime you want. And,
oh yeah, I love it.
Well, I love people talking to me too. I get lonely. Nobody likes me,
I will
Sarah,
anytime. Well, I do, damn it. I'll visit you from time to time.
All right. All right.
And
girl.
again, I'm sorry for your loss, and I hope you do have a better day.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate everybody too, because, you know, I think I'm doing pretty good. But yeah, I was kind of getting bummed out. I was sitting there today and I was like, well, I'm not going to go live. And then I was like, I started feeling the blues, you know, and I was like, nope, I'm going to go live. So
that's good.
Absolutely,
very good.
Girl.
Well, I'll see you next time I see you. Thank you.
All right, darling. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Thank you again, Sarah. I love having conversations. I love me some Sarah. All right, wait a minute. Nick is live. Nick, are you live? I think she's talking about Ernie, if I'm not mistaken. But I have to check and see. Yeah, she is. Oh, she's talking about lives. Hold on, Nick. I'll drop your link. That is so funny. Get her, Nick. Hang on. Hang on, my hand's shaking. My hand is shaking. All right, anybody else? Anyone else? No, I'm not impressed with the guy either. You know, there's a certain way to do shit. For sure. For sure, for sure. And let me just say this, because, you know, we talk, Lisa Jeton comes in my chat a lot. She goes by Lisa Marie. You know, Lisa A comes into my chat, adore her. She's so kind. Never causes a problem like Lisa Jeton. So we need to make sure we know the difference. And also Lisa K. If I ever talk about Lisa K has something to say, you better believe you're going to know that I am talking about Lisa K has something to say. I'm just saying, for real. I don't need to talk about her. I don't. So thank you guys. Thank you, Carrie. Mr. A, where you been? You come in and act like you've been here the whole time. You have not. I saw where you were. I saw what you did last summer. But thank you guys for hanging out with me. I appreciate you so much. Is that the one Sarah's talking about? Okay. Thank you, Flies. I'm going to pull it up just so I can watch it. I am going to watch it. Thank you. All right. You guys check out Sarah. Check out, I dropped next link. She's over there talking about the cat. You're driving me crazy. Girl, that's my arm. Hey, sweetie. Lord have mercy. Quit it. All right, I'm getting off here. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Be you, do whatever you need to do. We will talk again. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out. Have a good one. Thank you, Flies. Thank you, Carrie. Our security was not here today, so, but thanks, Mr. A, anyway. All right, later, you guys.